Yo, what up? You know what it is. It's your boy AJ Francis reporting to you live from New York City, the birthplace of hip-hop. And I'm telling you that I'm only tuned in with True Heel Heat Wrestling. Holla at me.
Alright, this is Danhouse here, very nice, very evil. You are watching True Heel Heat. Probably should have had MJF do this, but here we are.
Welcome to True Heel Heat, the place where we use insider terms because we think we know what the fuck we're talking about, even though we don't. My name's Maxwell Jacob Friedman, and I'm better than you, and you know it.
Hello everyone, it's the hardcore legend Mick Foley wishing a nice day to everyone there, right there at True Heel Heat. Yeah!
I'm serious. I'm not going to sit back and take this fucking shit.
We witnessed the TK driver on TK himself. Jack Perry has returned, and he is a part of a new elite that has taken over AEW and laid out AEW President Tony Khan. It is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. We are live on the True Hill Heat, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter for AEWramble, episode 143, TK Driver, reviewing last night's April 24th, 2024 edition of AEW Dynamite, as only we can. To do that, I am joined by the man of 54,000 subscribers. You go to him for your TV and movie reviews, and every Thursday you go to him for your honest criticism, honest hot takes on AEW and Tony Khan himself. He is Jimmy Macram.
Hello, ladies and gents. How are you?
We're doing well. How are you? You look very, very awake.
Indeed. I am.
Glad you're joining us today. Glad all of y'all are joining us. The police is coming to get the Elite and Jack Perry right now for what they did last night. But we are here to discuss AEW Dynamite as only we can. We appreciate y'all. If you are joining us live here, we're here every Thursday, 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time. So show that appreciation back the simplest way possible. drop the thumbs up on this video. Share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you're new to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. But of course, the most important thing you could do to help us out is you can comment in the live chat. We love to interact with all of you. Give us your thoughts, your hot takes on AEW Dynamite. But of course, if you want to make sure you're highlighted as commented on screen, we'll try to highlight as many as we can. But to make sure, you can send a super chat donation. Every dollar amount matters. We will highlight your comment on screen and give you our thoughts on what you got to say about last night's AEW Dynamite or anything else that we talk about on the show, because we tend to talk about a lot more than Dynamite. Eric Isaac in the chat with us today saying, good afternoon, gentlemen. And the Elite versus Tony Khan, the Khan fam, are the new NWO versus WCW back in the day. Hope TK makes it to the NFL draft tonight. He's already wearing a neck brace right now in Jacksonville. He's been pictured.
Appreciate the commitment, I suppose.
Gotta protect the business.
I too. So is that what they do in AEW? Okay, you say so. The Elite as the NWO is certainly a choice. Really tiny, really goofy looking version of the NWO. I'm here for it. Whatever. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
G-Log says, what it do at True Heel Heat? Man, so much to talk about. So let's start this thing. Smash up the like. Yes, indeed. Smash up that like for us. We got Ace with us today. We also got Safet here with us in the chat. James Hayes, one of our members of the channel. He says, hello, they killed Tony. Oh my God, they killed Tony. You bastards.
You can only wish. Uh-oh.
Oh, Jesus Christ. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that, sir. We're not going to do that. We're not going to wish that.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
Wrestling is a dangerous art, sir. These things happen. Are you not aware of this?
I am fully aware of it.
So it could have happened.
He could have been killed. But you said you were hoping for that. There's a difference. There's a difference between it can happen and you hoping it.
I thought we were just propping him up for fucking protecting the business. What better way to protect the business than to fucking have your neck explode on TV? Please.
But this is what you're not getting. You're not getting my issue why you got the disclaimer. I think you're not getting it. You got the disclaimer because you hoped for that to happen.
My mom always tells me, she was telling me since I was a kid, fucking death happens, son. I'm not gonna be here for fucking ever. Be nice to your sister. That's all.
You're making me feel that you were hoping this upon like other people like me. Like that's not nice.
No.
So only Tony Khan you're hoping this for.
I don't want him to die. I want to have something that happens that makes me go away. If you tell me death is the only option, I'll take it, I suppose.
What if this is the thing, the angle that you never have to see Tony Khan making another announcement on Dynamite again?
I had a hope that after last night, I was hoping that this was the way we're going to bring in an on-air authority figure.
No, the on-air authority figure is the EVPs. That's what I think it is. I think that's where we're going. I think they take out Tony Khan this week. Next week, they take out the other EVP.
Oh my God. I'm not going to fucking sit here and give you guys a course on corporate governance. But no, that's not how you don't get to shoot your boss and then now I'm the boss. No, nigga. That's not how that works. No. In wrestling, it might work for 4 weeks, but it's not going to last long.
It's called promotion. They'll know what's there, so you just move up. You move up a level. Steven Chambers saying, what's up, SP3 and Jimmy? We got Nikki Boy who says, what's up, my good brothers? We got Steven Chambers in the chat. The question that many people in the chat were asking, saying, wonder TK be wearing the neck brace at the NFL draft tonight. I think that's what everybody's hoping for. He is rocking it. I think they filmed one of the matches for Rampage earlier today, and he was rocking the neck brace then. So here we go. We got Nikki Boy who says that was quite the show last night. We got Ricardo who says, oh my God, they killed Tony, you bastards. We also got Caden who says all-time angle last night.
No. I didn't forget. You can fucking hide for months and come back. I didn't forget. So you take accountability for your NXT versus Dynamite situation. Your fucking 900,000. I didn't forget. I'm not going to forget. You can leave for 2 years and come back. I'm not forgetting. You accept responsibility for your actions or don't acknowledge your fucking existence. A simple I was wrong. And I apologize. That's all. It didn't take much.
Maybe somebody else from True Hill Heat will unblock him if he ever did that. I don't know. But shout out to Kaden. He did help us out on the AEW Dynasty review. Thank you for showing out.
The fuck they got to do with me?
And he asked a good question at the media scrum. He was there at the media scrum.
Apologize for my thoughts, and I will never have an opinion again. That's all. I don't ask for much.
That's extreme. That's extreme.
All right, I'll never have a opinion on money or ratings or anything mathematical again. How's that?
I shouldn't be talking about math. I'm not good in that. I'm still in college. We got Power Driver finisher. He says, Jack Perry, you son of a bitch. Thank you, TK. Need that for taking away still tipping from you mean from Brian Keefe's theme song. Yeah. The Oh Cry Me a River. He got it again. When he came out during this show. We got our first super chat donation. Thank you so much, Ricardo Little Stinger since 1988. We appreciate you for the support as always. So we will give you this.
I'm serious. I'm not going to sit back and take this fucking shit.
I wanted that energy when Jack was cutting his promo. Ricardo says, where were all those faces before TK got unlived? It seems like the whole locker room does not like TK very much.
Is that what you got from that?
What did you get from the baby faces not coming out to make the save?
Oh, to make the save. Yeah, maybe they were hoping. It was a whole big conspiracy.
It's like, is he still alive? All right, let's go out. LLW says, what's up, SP3 and Big Jim? I enjoyed Dynamite this week. We got Frantic World who says the women's division in AEW is doing really well. We got like 4 segments from the like we mentioned it last week, and then they was like, hey, we heard you. More of that. Got like 4 segments last night. We also got here, people counting down yours. Yes, congratulations to Mark Briscoe on his wife giving birth to a baby boy, his 8th child. 8th.
For future reference, that's THEIR, number 1, and number 2, and perhaps more importantly, 8 children for what? Pull out, sir. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm sorry. 8 children is insane. I don't care if you're fucking Elon Musk. 8 children is fucking insane. What are you doing? Ugh.
We got Wrestling is Art saying, can't wait to see how Jimmy thinks of this show. Yes, indeed. We got Chiller with Chase saying, Jimmy keeping them receipts. Jimmy never forgets, says Nikki Boy.
A good memory when it comes to things that make me annoyed.
And there you go. I apologize for my thoughts. Laughed my ass off.
The LMAO kind of takes it out, but you know what? We'll accept it.
It's a wrestling fan. You gotta take what you get. He says, nah, for real. I'm awful at math. I'm a journalism major. So stop bringing predictions about math.
It's not that fucking complicated. Who's the biggest star? John Cena or does it even matter who I fill in here? Does it matter who the other or is? Is it Steve Austin? Does it fucking matter? Oh Jesus. Anyway, never mind. You're forgiven.
We also got on here One Mike Nation. He says, now I wish JR was on commentary screaming, you son of a bitch! You son of a bitch!
No, you won't like them. Their commentary is heinous. All of them are terrible at their jobs. All of them. Not one of them is good. Excalibur wouldn't be a bad third man, but as a fucking play-by-play guy, he's so detached. Like he's watching a tape from 20 years ago.
It is sometimes like he's watching, like he's like video game commentator.
Yeah, I don't know the Bucks. Oh my God, what are they doing with Tony Khan? This isn't right, sir. Do you give half a fuck about your boss, even a little bit?
I thought Shivani would do better at selling it, but he didn't do much better either.
Same.
But we got here another super chat donation from Alexander. Thank you so much, Alexander. He says, Shad Khan coming out was a surprise. He was like, are you winning, son? Are you?
I gotta be honest. He was easily the best actor. I'm not entirely sure he knew what was going on.
No,
or he really is over all this stupid shit. He had that look in his face like, this is the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. I can't believe I'm spending my money on this horse shit. Wrestling is goofy. It was goofy when I was a kid. It's goofy now. What is this?
The greatest thing I've ever seen. Oh man, are you winning, son? Is great. That's a great line. And we also got another super chat donation from Ricardo Little Stinger since '88. He says, "Must see Jimmy with Alex and Kate on Sour Graps." We've been told that we are the AEW version of Sour Graps, so welcome, Ricardo.
What do they do?
If this is your first time, they usually don't complain about what's going on WWE the similar way that you complain about AEW.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'll be nice. Who's Alex? I don't know Alex. I don't know Kate either. I know she was very instrumental in the downfall of what's his face.
Why do you still bring him up to this day?
These are things I remember. You want to do a history lesson? I'll do a history lesson. I said he was a fucking loser. You all said he was fucking great. Turned out he was a fucking creep. And I was right. That's per usual.
You just want to be right. That's what.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, something else I was right about, so I'm gonna remember that too.
Very instrumental about that. Very quiet about Jericho, but she's very instrumental about this. Yes.
Very quiet about Jericho. There was no proof about Jericho. There's a good
proof. You fucking should ask the question.
He asked the question there.
You should tweet. You shouldn't tell people to go into your DMs if they want to know more. No, thank you. Gotta pass on that, if you don't mind. I will.
You always gotta find an issue with something, I swear.
I don't have an issue with anybody. I have an issue with hypocrisy in general.
It's not hypocrisy if one thing has proof and the other thing doesn't.
Not about proof. How do you get proof, sir? What do you do? How would you go get proof? What? I couldn't even think of a better word. Say that again.
Inquire and research.
You inquire. Thank you. That's all.
Oh, not the research part?
You inquire. You didn't inquire. Fucking inquire. Ask a question.
You can inquire outside of that one person, though.
Ask a question. You can't be a shooter then hide behind your keyboard. Isn't how that works. Well, I'm not sure if that's the right target. I gotta see exactly. No, nigga. Shoot or shoot. If you don't want to shoot, don't shoot. I don't want to hear nothing about fucking Dangor. I don't. Dangor hurt outside of himself. Not interested. Oh well. It's all right. It'll be all right.
Jesus Christ. You just know how to just rush it up.
Sorry if I'm burning bridges. These thoughts are my own. I don't.
Obviously the thoughts of your own. We'll just throw out this disclaimer.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
I don't want to hurt any connections. You know how these wrestling people are. They're very sensitive folk.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Power Driver finisher. He says you're actually better. Thank you. I appreciate it. Appreciate that. We also got Big Man Dogs. He says, "Give Shad Khan the book."
His book would be fucking. I'll be nice. Never mind.
Okay, no. You already drove the fucking car to the fucking ledge, so just fucking drive off it. I know you.
It would be some white fucking nationalist drives a bomb into the middle of Jacksonville, blows this shit up, and gets rid of this awful promotion. This fucking Titanic I'm sinking my goddamn money into. Oh well.
How is it a Titanic?
Sir. How much from pink? Do you think Shad Khan looks at his books? He says, I'm campaigning this guy this much money. This guy this much money. Then we get off the Jaguars page and we find Chris Jericho. Okay. I'm paying this guy how much? To do what? Exactly? To do what? To bring me fucking 800,000, well, not even, I apologize. 700,000 people for Chris Jericho. Thank you. I can find that in my pocket.
But they're still in the top 5 every single week in the demo. So regardless of
the demo,
the overall,
are you a fucking?
The demo is the one that matters. I've been saying that for 5 years.
And I've been telling you for forever. Wrestling does not sell advertising. Stop talking about the demo. It's not the Gilmore Girls. What the fuck are you talking
It does. It does. The company is valued at $2 billion. That's
the company's not valued at $2 billion,
That's
sir.
according to Forbes. That's according to Forbes.
No,
I said that's according to Forbes.
This is what happens when you don't read articles. You just look at headlines. That guy's not a valuation. He's not a valuationist. What the fuck you give a fuck what he values the company at?
I just don't know how you come up with this stuff to bomb the.
That he's not a valuationist. He said I'm not a valuationist. That's how I figured that out.
No, you're going off of the overall rating. The overall rating dropping is the company is a Titanic that is making no money, and that the father of the company, the father of the owner of the company needs to bomb the company because it's.
I did see you're putting words in my mouth. I didn't say he needs to bomb.
Okay, what did you say?
I said you asked what Shad Khan would do. I said he would have a white nationalist drive in and blow it up. You think that's actually what I think he would do, sir?
I don't even know what you're talking about anymore. I think you I'll be honest.
King David.
We got another
we do not.
Chat donation here.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
We do not.
It's on the screen. It's on the screen.
Let me keep we do not.
Okay, go ahead.
King David.
Sir,
the guy who did the Forbes article is not an evaluationist. If you're not, how it's like me saying the company's worth $6. Is it worth $6 now? Is it?
I don't know. Did you write for Forbes?
You don't know if it is? No.
I don't know. I said according to Forbes. I'm not saying that I checked the company's books and got
didn't I see an article and
did an evaluation. And I'm also saying, what I'm also trying to say is that you don't know what the company is valued at either. But you're saying that the company
I didn't say it was worth.
That he's diving money into.
I didn't say it was worth $2 million. You don't want to.
But you also said that it's a Titanic that he's diving money into, and that it's not making him any money.
It is a Titanic. That's how it is. A Titanic. Demos drop every single year. The rings will drop every single year.
Which way is the same with all of cable? But okay,
not true. No, also not true.
Yes, it is.
It's not the same for NXT. It isn't.
NXT went up. Yes, they made changes. They went up.
So it's not the same.
Last year. This year they're down
cable.
This year they're down again. But this year they're down again.
It was
April of 2023.
It was everything in cable,
April
and now it was everything in cable.
They were up last year, and now they're back down.
It was everything in cable, and now it's not.
But you literally.
It was everything in cable.
One part of what I said.
Now it's not.
They were up last year, and now they're back down again.
It was everything in cable.
What's your point? But what's your point?
And now it's not.
Okay.
It was everything, but now it's not. What's everything mean?
Across the board, majority of shows in cable.
Everything.
Okay, I'm correcting myself now. Okay, you're just gonna keep repeating yourself. I'm correcting myself now and saying majority of cable shows are down year over year, sir.
Okay. Done.
Okay. I don't know. You kept repeating yourself, saying the same thing over and over again.
Oh, fucking feel.
And for what reason? I don't know. I don't know why you got to say the same thing over and over again. When I listened to you, I said, okay, let me correct myself. And I was saying the right thing. Majority of cable shows are down year over year. And we have a super chat.
Doesn't Alfred? Nope.
From Kid Get Money.
I'm making a point.
You kept saying the same thing.
Nope.
What are you
Yes.
Go ahead.
Goddamn right. Sure, certainly. Because as I was talking, you interrupted to say everything was going down. That's not true. So then I had to go to that point, and I'll go back to my original point. Doesn't Alfred, what's his face, work for Forbes? Didn't I see an article from Alfred Konu, whatever the fuck? Was that not him? That's a question.
No, I'm going to let you talk. Go ahead, whatever you need to say. I know it was a...
Okay, so having Forbes above a fucking name doesn't mean you're a fucking expert. One would imagine. Continue.
You done?
Continues, what that means.
Okay, you're done. Kid Get Money with the super chat donation. We got, he says, I went to the show last night, even though I haven't watched AEW at all. Jaguars better have a good draft tonight or TK going to get his ass whooped again. Jaguars fans, I'm just going to warn you, he's not. We got another super chat donation here from Kid Get Money once again. Thank you so much, Kid Get Money. He says it's definitely worth $2 billion. I spent that in just beers at Jags games and drinks last night. Well, there you go. Where you deserve 2 of these. There you go.
You don't know shit.
And what
Weapon in hand too. And Blackpool Combat Club, they better wear out Kenny as long as they can. Hangman's gonna come out here.
there we go. Thank you so much for the super chat donations. We appreciate it. Kick Get Money. We also got in the chat here. We got King David who says, Baki better get it right, or I'm going back on Twitter, like fire the GM. We got a bunch of new faces in the chat. Remember to drop the thumbs up on the video. Share this video with all your wrestling fans. If you're new to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. But we're going to start talking about AEW Dynamite last night from Jacksonville, Daly's Place. What did you think about the crowd last night on Dynamite, Jimmy?
Who cares?
Okay. Are you okay to do the show?
I'm trying not to have a stroke.
For what?
Because I'm fucking annoyed.
Why?
Don't whine me. We're not doing this.
Why are you about to have a stroke?
I'm annoyed at false equivalencies. I'm annoyed at Strowman. All these things fucking annoy me.
It's me. Do you want me to go, or what do we need to do?
What am I gonna do? Sit here and yell for another 10 minutes before I turn this thing off? Why would I do that?
What do we need to do to move on?
No, we will continue the show, and as fucking this show continues on, I will yell and yell about more things until it leaves my body.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Wait
a minute, this cocksucker, because ratings are down. That's what I'm saying. That's what these people. This is a false equivalent horseshit I be talking about. This is what the fuck I be talking about. Shit like this. Fucking power drive finisher and his people, his fucking ilk. This is the shit I'm talking about. Well, no matter what you say, they twisting something else so then they can fucking have this faux high ground. This shit is the shit I'm talking about. That shit is what annoys me.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
This is why motherfuckers get choked. This is why
the words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
That smarmy horse shit. You only stand that for so long. You know, watch that video again. You know what the first thing that happened after he pushed him was? The nigga fixed his hair again. That's what the fuck happened. You're like, oh man, he's pushing while he's fixing his hair. After he pushed him, he fixed his hair again. These fucking people.
Because he didn't want to fight. That's him being smarmy. That's what
smarmy, yeah.
Smarmy.
Choke this cocksucker. Let's move on. Oh. Why
are you so upset? Yo, you have been in a mood since the moment you turned on your camera today.
Fucking, yeah. It was almost today. I don't feel great.
Oh my God, that was great. We kick off this episode of AEW Dynamite outside of Daly's Place. We see Kazuchika Okada and Matthew and Nicholas Jackson of the Young Bucks arriving in a luxurious town car, and then we get a Jack Perry pulling up in one of his own. He comes out, they walk in, security tries to stop Perry from entering the building, but the Bucks say that he's with them, and they get in, and that's how we start the show. They say the camera will follow them. What did you think about this little cold open to the show today?
That's how we start the show. You know what? It's bad, but not egregious just yet. In a vacuum, this is fine. Last week, fine. Next week, fine. But whatever. We'll get to why this is egregious in the next segment. Please continue.
Next segment, we go out to the arena, and it is time for Chuck Taylor to decide who is his best friend. We hear the music of Orange Cassidy, but instead of Orange coming out like his usual self, he doesn't come out instantly. He is thrown out on the stage by Trent Beretta. He continues the beating into the ring. Beretta grabs a microphone and he gets on the mic and he tells Chuck Taylor that it's time to get out to the ring. Chuck Taylor slowly walks to the ring from the stands as Beretta apologizes for not doing this sooner to Cassidy. He says that they have spent the last 5 years hugging a narcissistic prick. He says that Cassidy was supposed to be their mascot, yet they ended up being his damn lackeys. Cassidy doesn't care about Taylor. He's not his friend, but Beretta is. He cares about Chuck E.T., and Beretta tells Taylor to give people what they want, and he asks for a hug. Unfortunately, Chuck E.T. comes to him with his arms open, but then gets on a mic, and he says that he always knew Beretta was a piece of shit and punches him in the face. Yes, Chuck Taylor finally said shit on national television. The buildup of 5 years finally paid off. Then he gets on the microphone and he says the doctors back there won't clear him for the ring, so he wants to fight in the parking lot. Taylor checked on Cassidy while Beretta left through the stands, and Chuck Taylor has chosen Orange Cassidy as his best friend, and his former best friend, Trent Beretta. They will fight in a parking lot fight this Saturday on AEW Rampage. In a vacuum, this segment is fine. It's just in the wrong damn place. This did not have opened this goddamn show. And I think that we are in agreement on what should have opened the show. But I'll let you. I know you have issues with this beyond it not being in the right place. So go ahead.
Well, let's just use fucking logic for a second. You thought he was a piece of shit for 5 years. You teamed with him for 5 years. That's how that works. Is Chuck a fucking idiot? Is Chuck a hypocritical asshole? What entirely is going on? Number two, who cares? Number three, it's not 5 years. That'd be impossible. It's 3 years too late. And more importantly, it could have happened on fucking Rampage. I guess it couldn't because next week. Somewhere else on the show. I don't care where. Put it wherever you want. Matter of fact, release everybody except Orange Cassidy. Who cares? Why is this here? I don't understand. Now,
I don't go to the extremes of you, but I think that these guys have talent, but I totally agree with you. It should just not be here at all. Maybe you do it on Collision, if anything.
Yeah,
because it makes more. It also makes more sense to do it on Collision because they're doing the parking lot fight on Saturday. Yet the way he made this challenge, he never said it was going to be on Saturday on Rampage. He said it like they were going to go to the back later on in the night. So they should have done the segment to open up. If they needed to open up Collision this way to set it up for Rampage later on in the night, that would have worked better.
Certainly, but there's not like we have more important things to get to. I'm telling you right now, this is actually good for everybody. You know, I said the Jack Perry thing was good for Jack Perry, like help you improve in life. This is great for somebody coming up next. Remind you of your place in life, sir. You're getting a little too big for your britches. Okay, what kind of belt you have? Gucci belt, world belt, don't matter. Just a nigga. Sorry.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
Jesus Christ.
Please, Swerve. Let's go. Sorry, Charlie.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
They likes me. Look, they gave me the belt. Oh, right. Okay. Mm-hmm.
How much they like you now, sir? How much they like you now? Oh, Saturday was nice, right? It was nice. It was so great. Ducky Ducky, quack quack, moment of the week.
I'm sorry, by the way. I know it's supposed to be funny. That shit is the coolest shit I've ever heard. Please stop saying that book. That shit is awful. Shucky
oh,
ducky,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Is it coonish? Absolutely. I agree. We go backstage to Jon Moxley.
I forgot about Moxley. The real champ. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, this is how they treated things on this show, where you really thought that the IWGP World Champion was the biggest champion in this company on this show. Because we go backstage to Jon Moxley. He's in tonight's main event, by the way, as well. Jon Moxley is backstage and said, tonight, people shouldn't underestimate his opponent, Powerhouse Hobbs, who looks like a truck and hits like one, too. Moxley knows what's at stake tonight. All he needs to do is make one mistake, and everything he has could come crashing down. Moxley knows the Don Callis family, put a hit on his friend, and knows what it takes to get the job done. Tonight will suck. He's going to take a beating, but this is the greatest sport in the world. Tonight, he'll remind everyone exactly why they know who he is, from Jacksonville to Tokyo.
Huh?
Any thoughts on this promo?
Mox is always a good promo. Not one of his best, but he's always good.
Yeah, facts. Always a good promo. I always enjoy Moxley looking down the camera lens, just cutting a really damn good promo. We got a bunch of people commenting. God damn, guys, we appreciate all the comments. You guys are interactive today. We got Frantic Rose says, is this CM Punk or is this Jimmy or CM Punk we got today? SB3.
Much like Kenny, I do believe in violence. So, yes.
We got John, who says, I enjoyed watching Jack Perry and the Young Bucks beat up Tony Khan. We also got a super chat donation. Thank you so much, Nikki Boy. We appreciate the support.
Listen up, you prick.
He says, sounds like Jimmy needs a joint. Woosah, my man. Woosah.
No, tension is good for you. Stop letting people walk all over you, sir. It's not going to get you anywhere in life. Stick up for yourself. Look at Jay White. Stick up for yourself. Things happen better if you stick up for yourself. Choke a couple people.
Yeah, this was the first part of the show when I think like the first segment, I was like, okay, the transition from them being live to going outside, I guess a pre-tape, that was bad. And then it was the transition from out there with Trent, which the audio was not great there with the Trent and Chuck T promo. And then the transition to John Moxley, where I was like, yeah, the audio is fucking up. At least on the TBS feed. I heard the fight feed was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I was gonna give them a pass because they were like, it's the unusual setup. It's like, you've been to Daly's place before. You should know how to set up a fucking Daly's place.
You know? Yeah, it was just
I mean, to be fair, there's only fucking 12 people there. But everything's fine. Is attendance going down everywhere too? Everywhere's going down. Taylor Swift concert only had 12 people. Right. All right.
Sure. We also got here John, who says, I like Trent Beretta's new attitude. I agree with Trent. We also got
you agree with Trent? What? From a wrestling perspective or from a general perspective? From a general perspective, that's wild. If you had a young boy or whoever the fuck you have in real life, a fucking agent, I forget what they call a team worker, as they call them in Apple, whatever the fuck, and he elevated himself to important, you would hate his fucking guts? It's a wild idea.
That
and
is
he brought him in here to fucking pick up bags.
I mean, Henry, I don't know if you were here for my portion, but I did clearly state where I would have put this. I would not put this on this show at all. It should have been on Collision because it works more with what they're going to do with the parking lot fight at Rampage, that they should have done the segment. If they want to have it open the show the importance, and because Jacksonville is such an important place to the best friend as a stable or as a group, whatever they want to give the reasoning for, it did not need to be the first segment on this show. We're going to talk about the segment that needed to be first on the show, but even that wasn't even done correctly because there was like one thing they could have, should have. I don't understand, but hey, here we are. But we also got here in the chat, we got a Big Man Dogs who says Sheldon Cooper fans must love Trent. I don't know, guys. Well, that's probably going to be the highest rated segment of the show.
I'm gonna oh, it definitely is. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
There you
go. Invader Ace, whatever fucking Invader Ace 777. Listen, this is how this. You've seen this before. I know you've seen this kind of comment before all the time. The show last night was the most WWE show I've ever seen on AEW, and people still hated it. People are never happy. These are the same fucking idiots that when something happens, they go, "Oh, Biden was the president," and people are complaining, and then Trump was the president, and people are still complaining. It's not the same people, you dolt. Sorry.
And we have delayed Gratz, who says, weren't there 2,500 people there? The max capacity of Daly's Place, Lower Bowl.
No.
What hater channel have I discovered? If you haven't understood what the show is someone who does not like AEW so much and someone who does. And that's why I tried my best to kind of avert from over the top kind of hyperboles, because people may catch one section of this and be like, oh, well, you guys are just hating, saying there's 12 people there when there obviously isn't.
I get you're the owner and proprietor of this channel. You have an investment in making sure people get a honest view of things. I'm not.
Yeah, I try my best to always be honest here.
Yeah, I have a fucking we'll say importance on making sure people understand where the fuck I'm coming from. I don't care how they view it. They come in for a minute, 2 minutes, 2 hours. It makes no fucking difference. I'm not going to change because this cocksucker fucking whines. AEW's doing just fine. That's not true. Attendance-wise, at least. SP3 might have something with the ratings being down mostly in cable, but the attendance has been horrible. And he said that before, too.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
put your head in the fucking sand. Delayed Gratz if you fucking want.
I've never argued with you that the ratings are. I mean, the overall rating has gone down and the attendance has gone down. I don't think
all of it's gone down.
I don't think that the overall business, if they're gonna get a TV contract this year, the overall business is not down.
What? Run it by me again? What? Say that again?
If they get that media rights deal, then the overall business is not going to be down.
If they get a media rights deal, that's not fucking true. If they get the one they want, then sure.
I didn't say a. I said the media rights deal.
What you mean the?
The one that he's been talking about for a full year.
That's what you said. The one he wants. So what? Yes. And if I get $1 billion, I'll be a billionaire. Yeah. Okay. Know how that works?
He's actually gonna get it, and you're not.
He's gonna get the TV rights deal.
He's gonna get a media rights deal this year.
See, then you said A again. I already said he's going to get a media rights deal. I'm talking about the media rights deal. That's what I'm saying. Stop fucking playing word games with me. God damn it.
The word. Okay. Do you want me to say the same word as you? He's gonna get the media rights deal this year.
Based on what, sir?
Based on the fact that AEW ranks in the top 5 in the demo every single week on Dynamite, the fact why do you want me to say? Like that's actually
I want you to stop speaking as a fucking expert.
You are so emotional.
You're not emotional. Absolutely. You're not emotional. I agree. You're not emotional.
Why are you so emotional today? Jesus Christ.
They're certainly not emotional. That's what I do. I'm not emotional. I clap my fucking hands.
Yes, when someone is so emotional,
you
yes,
snap
it
your
rubs
fingers
off on
give
me.
me a fucking...
It rubs off on me. It's like, wow, dude, I'm trying to have a regular conversation here. Jesus Christ, I've never seen you like this. This is like an extreme.
That's not true, Nicky boy.
This is extreme. This is a little extreme. This is a little extreme. Just my part. But yes. Thank you. I did.
That's not true. That's not true.
I know I did.
That's not true.
I know I do. I know
that's not true.
But it's okay. Thank you, Nikki.
No, we're not doing that. We gotta
I know what I said. I know what I said. I don't know what you feel.
Go back and listen to the tape.
All right, I'll go back and listen to the tape when I'm done with this. Let's
go back and listen to the tape. Fucking pothead Nicky boy. No, we're not taking his word for it. No, absolutely not.
Okay, I didn't say the every time. Can we move on?
Sure.
AEW World Champion Swerve Strickland is next. No, not that one. AEW World Champion Swerve Strickland is next. The Swerve era begins in the second segment on the show. He's in a AEW World Title Eliminator matchup against Ring of Honor Television Champion Kyle Fletcher. We get Prince Nana introducing him on the stage, telling everyone to give it up for the new AEW World Champion. He dances to the ring with Swerve. Don Callis joins commentary. He calls Fletcher a puppy with big paws and said that the family is always looking to recruit. Both men, we get trading of some groundwork as the match matches going on, we also see the Elite arriving at Tony Khan's office and walking in. We get Jack Perry with a little look to the camera with his eyes coming up. Then we get back to the action. Swerve and Fletcher are going at it. We get a Swerve stomp on the apron. Swerve comes up limping a bit, and that causes him to kind of lose control of the matchup. Fletcher goes after the ankle. He hits a nice little, ankle lock on, but Swerve is able to make it to the ropes. We get a series of counters ending in an up kick, followed by the rolling flatliner into the brainbuster. Both men trade tombstone attempts, with Fletcher getting a spinning tombstone for a 2 count. Fletcher is screaming, Melbourne, Melbourne, from commentary, basically calling a play to Fletcher, telling him to get a table from outside. But Fletcher decides to get back into the ring, where Swerve gets the advantage. He hangs him up. He gets a Swerve stomp for a near fall, and then Fletcher gets up. He hits the house call. 1, 2, 3. Swerve Strickland picks up the win against Kyle Fletcher here in an AEW World Title Eliminator matchup. And that was it. That's it for Swerve's first night as AEW World Champion. I'm going to let Jimmy say his thoughts first before I really kind of dissect what we saw here. Go ahead, Jimmy. You're muted.
You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
What we got was just a guy. Just a guy. Doesn't matter how over you are. Doesn't matter how popular you are. Doesn't matter what spot you're in. You're not important enough for them to treat you as anything but a guy. Sorry. Love you, Swerve. Even though you hate black women. That's not my issue. I'm not a black woman, so you can hate whoever you like. But what do you want from me? Sorry. He doesn't look at you that way. I'm not going to argue about why he doesn't look at you that way. He just doesn't. No AEW champion be treated like this ever. When they first won the belt, not a one, not MJF, not Moxley. The 100 times he fucking won it. No, none of them. Sorry, not Hank. Sorry. It happened. It's very sad. I know you thought you were special. You thought they'd let you inside the house. Not quite how that works, sir. I feel your pain. I don't know what to tell you. As far as the match goes, all Kyle Fletcher's matches go at least 3 minutes too long. This was the Swerve stomp from the top could have ended it. It was fucking fine. But it didn't, because all of them go too long, because you all are obsessed with Kyle fucking Fletcher. And I don't get it, even a little bit. Fucking what's friend? Who cares? Who gives a fuck? I'm going to cheer for Road Dogg because he's Triple H's friend. What do I give a fuck? Do I care? Stop it. Sorry. You'll be right. By the way, by the time Swerve appeared on screen, he was the 6th nigga with a belt to be on TV. 6th. The 6th man with the belt on television. But there's not too many belts.
That is outrageous. That is outrageous. That is outrageous. I can't. There's like no excuse for this presentation, because like this is like the over. I did not know we could with a more than L for the first appearance of Swerve Strickland as AEW World Champion. Like, it's the second segment. It's a 15-minute match with a mid-card champion from your internet show. And no promo after. They could have saved it all by giving him a little promo time after the matchup. At least after the matchup. We'll give him a little promo time. Let's hear from the guy that we've been hearing say he's going to be the first AEW World Champion for over a year. Let's hear from him after he won the championship, or at the very least, makes this the first matchup of the night. The first thing that we see is Swerve coming out, having a competitive matchup with Kyle Fletcher. If you wanted to save the promo, I did see the report from Fightful that they wanted his first promo as AEW World Champion to be the lead-in from the NBA playoffs, but. It's like, dude, that is cutting your face to spite your nose. That is what that is called. Because let's break this down. Because you talked earlier about research. I did do some research for today's show, Jimmy. Do you want to hear this? You want to hear my research that I did? I researched every first appearance on Dynamite of every single new AEW World Champion. And it even dates back to the Chris Jericho, the very first AEW World Champion. Very first AEW World Champion, his very first Dynamite appearance, he was in the main event of the show. Not much you could say about that. Chris Jericho in the main event of the first Dynamite, he is the AEW World Champion. Jon Moxley wins the AEW World Championship at AEW Revolution 2020. First appearance on Dynamite. He's the first segment of the show, and he actually closes the show with an angle setting up his next title match. That is how you book the champion on his first appearance. Kenny Omega wins it at Winter is Coming. The next week, he has a top of the hour promo with Don Callis, basically explaining why Don Callis aligned with him and why he turned heel. I mean, top of the hour, end of the show, beginning of the show. Those are the most important places of a wrestling show. That is where your world champion should be. That makes sense for Kenny. Hangman Adam Page wins it at Full Gear 2021. First appearance on Dynamite. He's back in Virginia. He opens the show with a big introduction, getting the big ovation as the babyface who basically realizes his dream. Then the long chase is over. He gets that showcase and also does a promo exchange with Bryan Danielson, setting up his next challenger. Punk is the only exception to this rule. If you're seeing, there's a pattern here with how all these AEW World Champions have been. Punk was the only exception to the rule in that he didn't have a main event matchup or a top of the hour promo, but he still opened the show in a 6-man tag with FTR against the Acclaim and the Guns, and then he set up his next challenger for the next pay-per-view with Hiroshi Tanahashi. Unfortunately, he got injured during his entrance, but that's beside the point. Jon Moxley promo. MJF, the big promo where he turns on William Regal. Samoa Joe, the big promo in January where he had all those challengers come out with Hangman, Swerve, and Hook. And then we get to Swerve. Second segment of the show. 15-minute match with a mid-card champion. Not even a great match, in my opinion. And no promo time.
Well, you like who you like. I really don't know what to tell you. I'm not going to make any more racist. Well, that's not true. We said the rest of the show goes. But, yeah. Swerve is a glitch in the Matrix. Kyle Fletcher is just so... I've never seen a more bland 6'5" wrestler ever. I think he's 6'5". He doesn't even look 6'5". He just looks like a toothpaste. Just a guy. Just a dude. Whatever. Be all right. Swerve, Jay White. You guys would feel better if you just accept that they're not looked at the way I'll include myself in there, look at them. Once you accept that, everything else makes sense. The world makes sense. You're trying to find a more complicated reasoning. That makes sense. Why would they do this, Jay White? Why would they do that? Why would they do this? Why would they do this? Maybe he don't fuck with him like that. Same thing for Swerve. Sorry to break the news to you. You'll get used to it.
It's disappointing. Very disappointing. That's a very disappointing first appearance for Swerve as AEW World Champion on Dynamite. We also got King Potato, who says Mercedes used her star power to get more time than Swerve.
I don't know what's in her contract.
But I didn't even have to do that research. Look how every world champion was presented on this fucking show. The fucking Elite and Okada. The fucking Young Bucks and Okada, tag team champions, continental champion, show up in a fucking luxurious car in nice suits. They are fucking a part of the show long narrative of the show. Jon Moxley, promo in the back, main event matchup. He's good. International championship, they did a whole fucking casino gauntlet with multiple people trying to win it to get a shot at the international champ. They presented every fucking title better than the AEW World Championship. Serena Deeb came out and challenged for the Women's Championship. Mercedes said she's going after the TBS Championship. Who the fuck is going after the world title? I was like, when we were talking last night during the show, and you said the presentation for Swerve was hideous, and I was like, nah, I don't think it was that bad. But then I did that research, and then I just thought about the rest of the show. I'm like, yeah, this is embarrassing bad.
Agreed. He's just not a priority. I'm going to give the pass on the Young Bucks thing. because it's a show long narrative and whatever. But him not going on before first of all, he's got to go on before Moxley on general principle, number one. And then number two, before Orange Cassidy, you fucking serious?
For real. Like that had no business being the opening segment over Swerve. Like, and we said this. Like, we understand the logic behind thinking that you're gonna do the first promo on Collision as the lead-in with the NBA, and maybe it's sound logic. They might get a big first quarter with that. But I'm just saying, even if you're going to do this match, which I don't think is the best idea for Swerve's first appearance on Dynamite, because Dynamite is the A show. We should present him as the big champion who achieved something on Sunday, and they just treated him like he was the TNT champion.
Yeah, you're trying to justify it, enormous. I see Swerve's cousins helping TK book. You're trying to find anything to make this feel better. It feels awful for a reason. It's bad. That's why. That's why it feels awful. This is bad. Just accept it. You'll feel better. It's like when you fucking walking around the store, somebody's following you. You try to convince yourself they're not following me. He's just, no, they're following you, and it sucks. But you'll feel better once you accept it is. Sorry.
Yo, Willow got a fucking acceptance speech. She got the celebration that Swerve should have got. Top of the hour celebration. She got it.
Transitional ass champion. They couldn't have spelled it any more clearly for you all. Sorry.
It's just like it's a head scratcher, King Potato. I get the logic, but it's still a head scratcher because like you made such a big deal about the chase, and then he wins the title, and you treat him like a mid-card champion.
Yeah, I love how like they moved it. Well, I mean, he's the world champion. I'm sure he could do both. I'm not entirely sure this is the next. I'm pretty sure. Honestly, this is another, and I said it to you in our private chat as well. It's like another instance where they should have fucking switched it. They should have done the promo here and the matchup with Fletcher on Saturday. I mean, the show was rather promo heavy.
It was
big segment heavy. We'll say.
It was. That's why I thought the best thing they should have done was the match and then a promo afterwards.
Yes, he didn't say much.
You know, he didn't say much. Just like fucking thank you for being on the ride with me this long. Like, I'll have more to say on Saturday on Collision.
Oh, ta-da.
Ta-da! It's so frustrating.
By the way, oh, wait a minute, I forgot because I wrote it down. Not only did I have 6 niggas with belts, and those are my exact words. I had to use niggas. I'm not entirely sure why. They had the Elite go to Tony Khan's locker room during Swerve's match.
So he wasn't even the most important thing during his fucking match. They did the show-long narrative through his fucking match. Just to tell you, you shouldn't be paying attention to this. You should be more thinking about what's going to happen next with this. I should be coming out this show being like, yeah, the big thing was the Jack Perry Elite thing, but I should also be in like, man, it was great what they did with Swerve on his first night as champion. That should be the secondary thing. That should at least be the second biggest story. But like it is the second biggest story because of how bad that was as far as presentation. To me, it was the second biggest thing that happened on the show.
That was my first instance of thinking about the NWO. That we're just gonna shit on everything else that's on this fucking card. I don't mind because they were entertaining, but sorry, Charlie.
Sorry. Yes. Wow. We got parts of this. Sorry, are we just never happy, or do we have a point when making these?
See what I tell you? He tried to play it off like, oh, I'm just joking. No, I was just playing around. No, you're mad. You really don't like what you're hearing. Don't play games with me. I know Booker don't like what he's hearing when I hear it. Come on, knock it
off. Power Driver finisher. If you don't realize the difference between what people are just complaining and not critiquing and giving suggestions on how we could have improved it or how we could have done it better, which I always try to do on this show, then to each his own. That's all I'll say. Ratings is a joke. There you go. He says ratings is the joke.
He was joking about ratings, but he's not joking about the critiques. Oh, okay. Right. Mm-hmm. Okay. Sure. Let's go with that.
Renee Paquette is backstage with Thunder Rosa. She says that she's not going to make excuses for losing at the pay-per-view, but then goes and makes excuses for all the reasons that things went wrong for her at the pay-per-view. Deonna Purrazzo storms in, and they have a shoving match with security separating them. Oh my God, the one security guard with the blonde beard and the afro just had me dying laughing. But the audio was awful on this.
How does nobody mush somebody in this?
I thought somebody would. I thought Thunder Rosa would.
After she pushed her, she's definitely gonna mush her in the fucking face. It was just shoving. This was fine. I can't believe you're doing the match on fucking Rampage or whatever.
Word. That was like, I was like, man, you gotta book a non-finish for that, in my opinion.
Yeah.
There's heat. There's heat here. That's something that you can actually make a non-title. Man, I feel like the last non-title women's program we got was like Hikaru Shida versus Serena Deeb. Like 3 years ago.
Oh, that was fun.
That was fun as hell. But I feel like we haven't got one since then. But here we go. Let's see what happens here. We got here in the chat, Steven Chambers, who says Thunder Rosa versus Deonna should have been on Collision, not Rampage. It's all one show. It's 3 hours. It's a 3-hour block. They got 3 hours on Saturday. So it's not the same as Rampage on Friday. It's a Rampage on Saturday. It's live, so it's a little bit different. And those Rampage are always the better ones. They just have a different energy to them when they're live. We got Power Driver Finisher. He says, okay, fair enough. Let me explain properly. Ratings do matter, but more so to the company, not than the fans. Yeah.
I would agree with this general concept. I mean,
that's a general concept that I can agree with.
A fucking course, obviously. But if I want to make a point that this is not going well, that's how I would make my point. I wouldn't make it about the quality of the show because we're all going to disagree on the quality of the show. I think we all agreed the last 4 weeks before this last one was not great, right?
Well, I said the 2 weeks. There was two objectively bad weeks for me as far as the daddy ass Jay White match one, and then the following week with them just reacting to WWE all night. Last week's show was good.
Oh, I don't know about all that. Oh, and I give it 8.
You really you give it 8. Like, yo, you do this to me a lot. You always talk about me trying to make you go crazy, but you literally do this to me a lot.
I caught myself and I corrected myself. And I said the 4 weeks beside this last one. That's what I meant. What was I going to say?
I'm pretty sure you rated the one before Daddy asked Jay White well.
No.
Toronto was objectively good. Toronto with Copeland and Christian, that was a good show.
How long ago was that?
Christian has been here. That was 4 weeks ago. You said 5 years. The last 4 weeks before last week. That goes back to March 20th and March 27th, which we both gave good ratings for.
April, what's that? 25th, 24th, 17th, 10th, 3rd. When was the Toronto show?
The 20th, and then the one after was the 27th with Takeshita and Swerve and Shibata and Ospreay. We both gave that good score.
I can't remember all that fucking.
I know you can't. That's why I'm trying to help you, my friend.
Okay, 4 weeks, 3 weeks. Do you get the fucking point?
No, I'm just trying to bring you from hyperbole to what you're trying to actually say.
So that's 4 weeks.
That's what I feel like we've been doing for the past hour.
Let me just say, 4 weeks is hyperbole.
I know you want to make a point, but you go to hyperbole to do it a lot.
No, 4 weeks is one extra week is not hyperbole. That's not how that works.
2 extra weeks you gave. You get 2 extra weeks.
I said before last week.
Before last week, the 4 weeks before that, you said were bad. They weren't. Right. You gave it a good score 4 weeks ago and 3 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, you did not, and I did not. And 3 weeks ago,
I swore to myself. I knew this would happen. I didn't know how it would happen. I thought it would be me getting on you. But I said it's the other way around. And I said to myself, I said to myself, I'm going to go look at these fucking ratings at the end of the show the last 3 weeks. And I forgot to fucking do it. And here we are. I didn't want to say this about Power Definition, though. As far as ratings go, I'm talking about ratings in like a abstract thing. As far as general ratings, if the show did 100,000 people, but it was a great show, you hear nothing from me because it doesn't concern me. Because as long as it's good, it makes no fucking difference to me. I'm talking about it removed from the quality of the show. Okay, so you know, I don't care if 12 people watching it. If I enjoy it, that's all. That's all I care about.
And that's why we do this show before the ratings drop. Because we don't want the ratings to objectify our viewpoint of what we saw. We're giving you fresh perspective, our breakdown, our notes, whatever we're doing here, without ratings being a factor. But I get where Jimmy's coming from, where, you know, if you feel that the product has not been up to the quality that it should be, ratings is a reflection of you feeling that way with people leaving the product. I get it.
Yes.
Try my it is very much word on the edge.
I don't. Oh, the Sesame Street.
Yes.
Sir, is Nicky Boy here? I have my A versus D queued up, by the way.
What?
I have my A versus D queued up. My A media rights deal versus D media rights deal queued up, by the way. You let me know when he pops up in the fucking chat. Power driver finish, bro. Because you already would have said whatever. This cocksucker was trying to correct me. I know what the fuck I heard. Did these podcasts trying to correct me? Are you outside of your fucking mind?
But do you realize that I'm talking about the same deal every time, regardless of you realize that I am talking about the same deal.
I hear what you're saying. So
okay. All right.
I'm talking like this from now on.
No. As long as we understand each other, that I am talking about the same deal every time. If you feel if I said the a couple of times different, I apologize. But as long as you realize that I'm talking about the same thing every single time.
I hear what you're saying, but here's what I'm saying.
Okay.
To me, you're saying those same things, and I now understand that.
Okay.
I am saying these are two different things.
Okay.
There's no doubt in my fucking mind he will get a media rights deal. Will he get the one he wants? That I am not certain about.
Okay. That's right. Yes, it did. You're seeing conflict resolution on air here. I had a stream earlier this week where I had a disagreement with the co-host, and we just ended the stream. So I like the fact that me and Jimmy have known each other for 20 years, that we are able to work stuff out on air and continue with the show.
I clarify that I myself heard the every time. All right, I'll just take the last line. The first line can fuck off.
Next up, we have.
Wait. Who was there? I can't just say that and then stop.
I'll let you know after the stream.
I will say this, by the way.
On blast.
This motherfucker asked me to do things all the time, and I always say no.
Yeah, you always turn me down. Yes.
But no, not always, because he just asked me to do WWE draft. I said yes. I said when. He said the 23rd. I tune in. Fucking Romeo's there. I'm like, that's not me. I know what I look like, and that is distinctly not me.
That is my bad, because I never updated you. Romeo could not find anyone, so we had to do it 1-on-1. It was supposed to be 2-on-2, so that is my fault. I should have contacted you and updated you, but honestly, I did also ask you to be a part of the Dynasty review, and no one from True Hill Heat came through for me. So sorry. I should have.
How could I do something I didn't watch?
You should have watched.
I wasn't gonna watch.
Or you should have watched stuff I do.
I'm ordering Dynasty on Bleacher Report. He sent me the fucking his username, his password. I'm like, oh, thank you. Not watching it. Don't know what the fuck sent me that for. Then SP3 sends me this fucking link. Like, oh, thanks, appreciate it. Not fucking watch it. That's how I show people bother me with this fucking nonsense. I have no interest at all, except in Dragon and Ospreay, and that was.
Did you watch
fantastic. I did. Ironically, on a Twitter fucking feed, it popped up randomly.
Oh, you sure you watched the full match when it was up? That shit came out like 2 a.m. that night. I was like, oh, we lit. I was like, this ain't gonna be up in the morning.
No, it's not. That was a great match. That's 5-star match. That was fantastic.
Yeah, I loved it. Like I thought I know that the in-ring work was gonna be great, but the storytelling, that's what got me. Like, I was like, wow. Especially the ending. I think I messaged you after the ending. I was like, oh my God, this ending is so great because of Ospreay saying, I have to now retire the move. I was like, oh, we're getting a rematch. We got to get a rematch where he forgets. He forgets.
That was fucking great.
Oh, man. We got Nicky Boy. He says, well, at least you enjoyed that, Jimmy. It was brilliant.
It was.
Big Man Dog says you'll have to do the AEW draft as a constellation. We did talk about that yesterday. If you want to get on that, we're doing a Dynamite versus Collision AEW draft. What they should have done last year. We could do it on the 2023 roster. Like what we could go back to June 2023, what they should have done.
My roster is going to be the same as the real roster. Punk, Jay White, Ricky Starks.
Well, that depends on if I might pick Jay White, number 1 pick overall.
Fair enough.
Yes. Let's go next. A what if draft. I like that. That's interesting. I'm gonna do a what if series. That's for sure. But next up, we had our women's matchup early here in the first hour as Mina Shirakawa of Stardom with that dancing entrance, which always pops me. She came out with Mariah May to go one-on-one with Anna Jay, which is always kind of a theme of these Jacksonville Dynamites. Anna Jay's gonna have a matchup because she's the Jacksonville favorite, apparently. They go over the history between Shirakawa and May at the start. We get a nice little competitive matchup between the two women reversals. We get Jay hitting a nice little neck breaker over the ropes. We get Shirakawa going after the legs, hitting nice little dragon screw leg whips. She goes for a figure 4, but Jay's able to get to the rope. Shirakawa fired off a missile drop kick and an enziguri, but Jay floated over the glamorous driver into an Queen Slayer. But Mina Shirakawa was able to reverse that into the glamorous collection, which was a combination pin for the victory here. Post-match, Mariah May came in the ring with champagne to celebrate with her former Club Venus stablemate, but Anna Jay was none too happy. She attacked both women from behind and applied the Queen Slayer to Mariah May, which did not please our reigning AEW Women's World Champion, Timeless Toni Storm, who it just felt like they totally were just like, all right, we're giving up. We're giving it up. She's a babyface now. She came out for a babyface fucking save here. I was like, and she got the pop for it. Jay bails. Storm clutches the fallen Mariah May in her arms. Then the music of Serena Deeb hits. And you heard the audible, from the crowd. It was nice. We see on the stage, Toni Storm left her shoes, as well as the AEW Women's World Championship. Serena Deeb pulls up to the championship and then cuts a promo into the camera, which wasn't the best decision with the audio issues on this show, but nonetheless, it was a very confident promo the way she delivered it, saying that the next time she holds the title, it will belong to her. So, yes, Serena Deeb has called her shot at Timeless Toni Storm's AEW Women's World Championship, and Mariah May's face in this photo is worth 1,000 words.
Grab a tit? Absolutely.
Yes.
What the fuck are we doing?
The promo she did on Collision last week, I talked about it on a couple of times on that Dynasty review. Oh my God, I sent it to you. It's in my opinion, it's her best promo yet. But the promo she did after this, she starts the promo, she's like, bosom. And then Mariah May puts her face on the bosom, and then she cuts the promo. I'm sorry. Toni Storm is still one of my favorite characters in wrestling.
That is fantastic. Yeah, really wish I could have heard Deeb. I was really listening. I caught nothing. It looks confident, though. As confident as she's ever looked cutting a fucking promo. Yeah, well, probably should complain about the audio. I don't want to power drive finish to get upset. I've got to suggest a solution for fucking the audio. What would my solution be? Make it so I can fucking hear it. How's that? Does that work? This is great. This was fucking fantastic. I liked all this. The match was good. I thought Toni Storm is a babyface. I mean, stop fighting it. Just give it up. Came out. Awesome. And listen, Deeb is a great's probably strong, but she's a good opponent here because Toni's going to win. There's no really for her to fucking. There's nobody who thinks she'll lose to just yet. So Deeb's great. Good match. Toni's found her flow in the ring, apparently, according to everybody I saw. We'll see how it goes.
So the fact that we've have now, because it seems like, we got Mercedes in the TBS title division. And, Thunder Rosa was a big challenger for Timeless Toni Storm to overcome. And it's making me think that there's only two people that can eventually dethrone her for this championship. And it's either Mariah May herself or returning Jamie Hayter.
I'm not getting my hopes up. I refuse to believe she's coming back. Sorry. I think she's done with wrestling. That's where my head is. I hear something else.
He's like I haven't heard an update, so I'm going to the worst possible thing.
Yes, she's retired from wrestling. No interest in it. Listen, I love Jamie Hayter, and even though her booking sucked at the end, for a while that she was booked exactly the way she should be booked. She was fucking fantastic. I hope she keeps the spot when she comes back. I have my fucking doubts. Sorry, I always will in this fucking place.
You have to, if you've been burned a few times, you learn to keep your hand away from the fire too close.
Oh,
you don't want to be
too burning. Not the kind of burning I thought you meant. It was like, yeah, get burned a couple times, you fucking put on the rubber. And I was gonna say, ill, no. What? I'd rather go to the emergency room, get that shot real quick, and get in and out.
Wow, okay.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
Condoms are gross. Sorry. No, kids, wear condoms, kids.
What the fuck? Dude! Like, what?
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
How dare you come at me when you're walking around with you're walking around with 2 consequences of your actions? You agree with me?
I can't take this man nowhere. I can't take this nigga nowhere. God, Frantic World, it says Anna Jay versus Mina Shirakawa was really good. Yes, I think Mina Shirakawa is kind of probably going to be the one from Stardom that will get over with the US crowd probably the fastest because she just has that natural charisma. Yeah,
and she's characters over the top.
I love it. The dance at the beginning. It's like if you're a first time watcher, it's like, I like this girl. Like she's doing a whole fucking Britney Spears dance routine.
It's so ridiculous. And I'm sorry, if you're gonna be coordinated, like if it's gonna be a whole coordinated thing, then it has to be silly because I can't take people seriously who practice their moves. I didn't take Steve Blackman seriously, and I didn't take who's the homegirl who just got released. She always came out with the swords.
Oh, Xia Li? Yeah.
That stinks. I'm sorry. It stinks. It's objectively terrible. I'm sorry.
Speaking of Xia Li, what did you think about the WWE releases with Jinder and Indu Sher and Von Wagner?
I think
and Cameron Grimes with the tearful farewell.
Oh my God, I could have done without that. I know you lost your job and I know it's your dream thing and all that. How about you wait till you stop crying before you record something if you don't mind? No disrespect. Don't need to see it. I understand, but please and thank you. And I understand where everybody got released. I'm not mad at it. I was like,
it's like the same thing I said with the AEW releases. I was like, I looked at the list. I was like, that makes sense.
Right. That looks right to me. No disrespect. Hope they all land on their feet.
You know, get on the independent scene. You can make more by working different places, so you'll be all right. King Potato saying Triller TV was perfectly fine for me. Yeah, you guys on Triller and Fight did not have the same issues as us on TBS, unfortunately, or fortunately for you. You got people like in the chat like, what is going on?
Once when I was a kid, never again. Gotta remember who you're fucking.
Got 4 kids. Use condom, kids.
Goddamn shame.
And yes. What did you think about Kenny going in on the former Stardom founder? Because I read that live on air last week on True Hill Heat because the people in our comment section was talking about Kenny basically talking about Rusty Ogawa's reputation of basically grooming girls in Japan. And Asuka has been one. He brought up that Asuka was one of the first people who brought up the fact that Rossi, his business practices was the reason why she didn't go to Stardom, and that he had a lot of things that would come out later about him. And Kenny even ended his whole diatribe about Ogawa saying, "I stand with Asuka." That's all I'm going to say about that.
Okay, now when they say grooming, they mean like in the sexual connotation, the sexual context, rather.
I don't know if sexual context, but he does. I mean, Stardom is known for having girls start off at like 12, 13 years old. And just grooming tendencies is what I don't have the full quote in front of me. I don't know if you want me to read it out for you. I don't I don't think you do, because I felt uncomfortable reading it out on last Saturday, and I honestly don't want to read it out again.
If we mean grooming in the he's ambiguous, I can see that. You would catch a lawsuit. The motherfuckers don't play.
Yeah. He was smart. He was very smart in like letting it get out, but not giving too much to get himself in shit.
See, this is what I'm saying. Because like one of the two ways this is either gross or I'm completely fine with it. Taking him under the wing. If 12-year-old wants to get into wrestling and you fucking take him under your wing, you make him a wrestler. I don't see no problem with this. If it's beyond that, I have a big problem with that.
Yeah, Nicky Boy saying the same thing. Kenny is very careful and intelligent with the way he speaks. Seeing that on his streams. I really appreciate the way he's been speaking so candid on his streams.
I certainly fucking do. He's agreed with me in everything I said. He watches the Ramble.
Indeed. As long as Kenny watched the Ramble, we are good here with him. So next up, we get the top of the hour segment. It is Willow Nightingale TBS Championship Celebration. Fresh off of their party at Chuck E. Cheese, which Stokely Hathaway promised at Dynasty. Hathaway compared one of his best friends winning the TBS title at Dynasty to Bill Weathers' song "Lovely Day." Chris Statlander recited a poem about Nightingale, which Hathaway described as 2 packs of ass. As both of them introduced Willow Nightingale, Willow had her own commentator on commentating, Caprice Coleman, singing along with her theme song. They gave him a whole freaking sing for the hook, and then he did a whole rap for the chorus, which was great. Hathaway said he literally didn't like Nightingale when they first met each other. He says that he compared her to a fungus that he had on his body, and she says the feeling was mutual. But ultimately, he says that she grew on him, and he's proud of her. Nightingale gets on the mic and talks about a few years ago, she was right there in Jacksonville in 2020, sitting in the front row. Then 2 years later, she was right here in this ring when it had the All Elite graphic with Willow Nightingale. And tonight, she is not looking for an opportunity. She is here as the face of TBS. This brings out Mercedes Moné, once again interrupting Willow Nightingale and stealing her spotlight. Walks to the ring. Monet told the fans to say hello to their CEO. Nightingale said that this is about the 4th time she's interrupted her. And if she has something to say it. Monet says that she just wants to congratulate Willow and tell her that in 32 days, she is looking at the next TBS champion. Monet brings up that Willow possibly was the one who attacked her 2 weeks ago, but Statlander gets on the mic and says that it could have been anyone, it could have been her. He says that what if it was Monet who actually attacked Willow last week? Hathaway said that it was obviously Julia Hart for both of these. Nightingale asks if Monet, she says that even before all of that, Monet was acting like she had a problem with her. So she asks Mercedes if she believes she intentionally hurt her in their matchup last year in New Japan. And Statlander had to hold back Hathaway from saying, obviously she does. Monet said Nightingale doesn't want the truth. She just wants to make herself feel better for what happened. Nightingale said that she genuinely felt awful. She looked at the title in her hotel room and questioned if she could actually beat Monet. She feels that there should be an asterisk next to that title win for the NJPW Strong Women's Championship, but she says there's not one next to her TBS title win. Nightingale says that she will show Monet why she's the TBS champion, and Monet says that she enjoy it while she can, as she knows deep down she can't beat her. As Mercedes walks away, Statlander tries to grab her arm and turn her around. Mercedes turns around and thinks it's Nightingale and slaps her across the face. Statlander has to hold back Willow with Hathaway as the referee, Bryce Redenberg, comes out to escort Monet out of the ring. I would say outside of her debut, this was the best presentation of Mercedes Moné because she was finally presented as a heel. This was her being a heel against the obvious, likable, insecure babyface that was Willow Nightingale, and this was the best she has looked in AEW since Big Business.
Fully agreed. Nobody's been sleeping on it, Louisville. We just thought it sucked, and it does. Mercedes was really good here. Really good, strong. Mercedes was good here. Definitely the best she's been. I think better than the fucking home promos because I could do without all the time home promos. I'm sorry. I love you. I don't care how good you are. Punk with Mercedes stinks. Sorry. This is really good. Willow is a perfect foil. She's so likable. I'm so pleased. I really hope we don't just turn Statlander. She's got to join Mercedes. It works too well for me. This has all been really done. I've been really impressed with the Willow and Statlander stuff.
Yeah,
but
I have too.
Mercedes so far has been a miss. Maybe turn it around.
Yeah,
if you're a heel, fucking finally, please.
Finally. I feel like the move to do is to slow burn it, where we present her as the heel against Willow for sure, but we need the feral heel turn is her cheating to beat Willow at Double or Nothing.
Agreed. I'm about to say because I don't think
or if they want to really give us what we want, because we know you're watching, Tony, with your neck brace on, you have Statlander help Mercedes win that Double or Nothing.
Then back in the nigger hole for you, Willow. But it's been a fun
no.
Ride,
You got to build her up. You got to build her up to get back.
Build her up? She was supposed to be here a year ago. What was the one Hart Cup? Is that a year ago?
Yeah. In July. God. July last year.
Fucking crime. But yeah, whatever.
She feels more over than she ever has, though, at this point.
Oh, certainly. I would hope so. Statlander.
Of course. It's Stoke. Stoke is with Statlander. That's his girl.
Yes. And I think Mercedes works better as a. Some people are better playing off the money rather than standing in the middle of the ring, fucking microphone. Mercedes thinks at that. If there's somebody to play off of, like Stokely, that could be great.
Yeah.
Please.
And they finally did like an in-ring promo where we addressed what Mercedes' issue, because it was. I like the fact that it felt like kind of like the most like human conversation that Mercedes has had in the ring. I think it may be her career, because none of her WWE promo exchange felt as natural as this, with like Willow pointing out like, it's obvious you got an issue with me. Like, do you really feel like this? Like, you've been kind of alluding to it, so just get out and say it. And then the way Mercedes came off, like, you don't want to hear this shit. You don't want to hear how I really feel. Like, I was like, yes, this is the Mercedes I know.
I'm so happy.
We'll see how it goes. I really enjoyed it. We got Jacob who says, fair enough, SP3. That sounds like a plan. We also got Big Man Dog says, yes, this was the closest to Mercedes sounding like a human.
That's fucking facts. It's like, ugh.
Yes, Alexander. He said it didn't feel WWE-ish. The promo felt natural and authentic. Yes, this was the closest AEW promo Mercedes has cut yet.
What's an AEW promo?
The AEW standard of promo, I always think of Punk, Kingston, Moxley. It just has that genuine kind of natural authenticness to it. This is the closest. Okay. That's what I say. It's not on that level, but this is the closest that they've gotten with Mercedes to that.
I just don't. I just have never. That's what I'm looking for. I've never attached that to AEW. I've just attached that to fucking Punk, Kingston, and Moxley.
Well, okay. We got Alex Powell who says SP3, the Mercedes exchanges with Reggie was great, pal, as it built towards the Mania match. Well, yeah, because no one had a complaint about the build up to that Mania match, right? Oh my God, can we talk about Alex Marvez here? This nigga was that dude from don't be a menace in South Central while drinking your juice in the hood, trying to suck dick for a cheeseburger, and he was trying to suck dick for a scoop. He was like, oh, what's the scoop? What's the scoop, Jack Perry? What's the scoop, Okada? What's the scoop, Nicholas? What's the scoop, Matthew? I suck your dick. Just give me a punt. Just give me a bump. And he says, Matthew says, it was a productive meeting, and he says that Tony Khan has agreed to meet Jack Perry in the ring tonight. We saw footage then of Jack Perry's first appearance for New Japan Pro Wrestling at Battle in the Valley, where he ripped up his AEW contract. What did you think about this? Was a well-timed. I thought like this was how you do show long narratives. You have something at the beginning, something in the middle to set up the end.
Yes. Why it took 5 years, I don't know, but yes.
They have done this before. Stop.
Dumb. Yes, typically with the Bucks.
It is the last time I remember it is VCC and the Elite. The Sting one. Yeah, you're right. When they went searching for Sting on the go home to Revolution.
It's amazing when they have to book themselves to get how it works all of a sudden. Yeah, well, right. Yes, this was fun. I like the way it was done. If I was to look closer at it, I would go, you had a meeting so you could have another meeting. All right, sure. We talk to Tony Khan so we can talk to Tony Khan. All right, sure, whatever you say. But yeah, this worked for me. I like this a lot.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. No, they did this. This is now twice this year. Hey, Big Man does. They have doubled up. They have doubled up. They have doubled up.
It's supposed to be every week. What the fuck?
Well, they did have a show long narrative 2 weeks ago. It was just the wrong one with the all in footage. That was a show long narrative.
Not enough show long narrative. Oh my god. Jesus.
They had the promo, the footage, the FTR promo. Then they followed it up with the Okada and Pac beatdown. So yeah, that's show long narrative.
It's not show long. There's 2 segments.
Three, actually three.
Back to back, it's 1. I love this. Fucking see, I'm gonna get upset. I'm gonna keep it together. Fucking frantic world.
You've been much calmer in the last 30 minutes. I'll give you credit.
Well, thank you.
That first hour was tough. Yeah, I'm just like
I'm passionate about the things I have to say. Yes,
I get it. I appreciate passion.
A normal promo, not a WWE robot type promo, frantic world, like what? Punk and Cody or Punk and McIntyre. Have you all considered that perhaps people are good at putting promos and some people are not? Have you considered it? Just a thought. Just a thought you might want to consider.
What did you think about the Jey Uso Damian Priest promo on Monday?
I didn't watch that. What? No.
You don't watch Monday Night Raw?
They already told me what time they were on. You make Damian Priest your champion. You told me I don't have to watch Raw anymore. I appreciate it. Let me know when Punk comes back. I appreciate it. Oh, no, I did see Sheamus and McIntyre. Another one that I felt...
that was like a natural, authentic conversation between two friends. I didn't know how I felt about the fat shaming, but as long as it's a 1 week thing, I'm fine with it.
I'm pro fat shaming. I'm pro everything shaming.
I know you are. That's unfortunate.
What? Man, he'll be fine.
We got next our Casino Gauntlet. So how they explain this? They announced it earlier the night. We see the graphic. There's a Casino Gauntlet, and they let us know that the winner of the Casino Gauntlet will become the #1 contender to face the international champion at AEW Double or Nothing. We get Switchblade Jay White and Dante Martin as our first participants. Commentary says that they don't know how many competitors will be in this, but they do know that it is sudden death, and whoever gets a pinfall or submission at any point wins the matchup. So they said that if White or Martin get either a pinfall or submission, the match is over, and we don't need anyone else to come out here. Martin had a lightning quick start, showing off his speed with a big old drop kick, but White stepped aside from a dive. Martin landed on his feet and to hit a pump knee. Back inside, he got a Uranagi from White. Then in came Penta El Zero Miedo. He was next to enter with a crossbody off the top rope as we went to commercial break. When we come back from commercial break, we get Kyle O'Reilly, the man who lost against Roderick Strong for the International Championship, at AEW Dynasty. He hits a few submission, tries a knee bar, arm bar on Martin and switched to a heel hook on White. He was looking good in this one, but then this match turned up to like 10 because next up was Will Ospreay as the 5th entrant in this matchup. And I was like, oh boy, I think I spoiled something for everybody because I think I said this on the show a month ago. I think Will wants to win the International Championship. And here we are. He's the 5th entrant in the Gauntlet. Immediately, he slugs it out with Kyle O'Reilly, which got a big reaction from the crowd. And him and Kyle O'Reilly, honestly, were the best part of this matchup when they were going at it, with Kyle being more of a mat-based submission wrestler and Will being so fast and athletic. They just worked really well with one another. He quickly hit a pip cheerio. Martin and Penta tried to double team Ospreay, but he ended up hitting a handspring Pele kick. He had a standing Spanish fly on Martin for a 2 count. In came another person that Ospreay was familiar with from New Japan Pro Wrestling, and Lance Archer. He stormed to the ring, laid out everyone with big shots, including a choke slam on Martin onto White. He went at it with Ospreay for a bit as we went to another commercial break. As he was in the commercial break, we get a blackout onto a pile of people. Then we get him setting up tables at ringside. Commander comes out next. He does a top rope walk on Archer, who almost got a powerbomb off the apron, but turned it into a Hurricane Rana through tables on the outside, completely taking out Lance Archer in this one. Jay Lethal, I believe, was our final participant in this matchup. And then it just was like rapid fire at this point. We get Lethal dropping Penta with the lethal injection. White drops Lethal with the sleeper suplex. Everyone took turns hitting the ring with home run shots. Ospreay and O'Reilly get a nice little wild sequence of counters and big moves. Ospreay avoids a Nigel Lariat into the hidden blade, but Kyle is able to kick out. Ospreay goes for the Tiger Driver 91, but he thinks about it and he stops thinking about what happened to Bryan Danielson at Dynasty. O'Reilly applies a cross arm breaker as Commander flies in. He hits a rope walk shooting star press onto O'Reilly as he goes for the pin. Ospreay hits him with the hidden blade, gets the 1-2-3 on Commander to become the #1 contender for the AEW International Championship, and he will go one-on-one with Roderick Strong at Double or Nothing. What did you think about the Casino Gauntlet? What do you think about Ospreay winning? This was, in my opinion, by far the best match on this show. It was just exciting, despite not knowing the rules at all.
Pinning Commander should disqualify you from any belt ever. That does not count. It's to continue the match, except without Commander. This makes no fucking sense. This match was actually really fun. I didn't know I wanted it, and I was glad when I got it. If that makes any fucking sense. This is usually they would put a fucking 6-man with the Elite or Orange Cassidy or somebody I don't give a fuck about. This worked. It was fun. It built nicely, I thought. It was probably laid out. We had like portions of the show, or a portion of the match rather, with Ospreay, and then we got the Lance Archer portion. First time I liked Lance Archer in forever. So, oh, right. I forgot he's bigger than everybody else there.
Yeah, when he's big and he's beating up multiple people, he just looks like a star. It just works.
It's fun.
It's just fun. And I feel like when Ospreay came out, my interest in this shit became like, it went up so much. I was like, oh shit, what the fuck are you doing here?
I immediately thought, after watching Dragon Match, I thought, okay, the biggest match they could ever do is, at least at the moment, is MJF versus Ospreay. So Ospreay feels like the biggest guy in the company right now. However, he's now challenging for what? Which belt is this?
International Championship.
The International Championship. Okay. Sure. Not the TNT title. Not the belt Okada has. The Roderick Strong belt? Okay. Let's do it.
Hey, I'm all for, Ospreay elevating the title. And I do understand not wanting to rush him into the world title scene and to let Swerve have his moment without the shadow looming of Will Ospreay over his entire reign, and people thinking, oh, we're definitely getting Ospreay and Swerve at All In this year, because most people are already under that understanding. They've talked themselves into that being the matchup. So I understand all those things, but yeah, I do get your point as well that this does feel like a step down when you have him face Takeshita in the match of the year candidate. Then you get Bryan in a match that's even better than that one. And then it's Roderick Strong. It's like, what? What?
Yeah, I don't get it. But whatever. Listen, it'll be fine.
Like if this was like Will, like say Will, you know, he signs his contract at Full Gear last year. If he signs this deal at Full Gear last year, and then he got the shot at like a John Moxley as international champion, I think we would be thinking about this totally different. But because we had 6 months where this title was defined down slowly but surely between the whole Moxley Phoenix mess to Orange Cassidy's second reign, they haven't done enough to bring it back to even where it was at All Out last year, where it was in the main event of an AEW pay-per-view.
Ooh, it feels so very long ago. There's no structure to these belts. 1 minute, this is the secondary belt. Next minute, it's Edge's belt. Then it was Okada's belt for half a second. I don't know what the secondary belt is, and I would like it if we got rid of most of them, to be honest. But if we're not going to do that, we should at least define what the fuck they are. Oh well, it'll be fun. It'll be a fun match.
Yeah, it's good. I think this is going to be by far the best Roderick Strong AEW match we're ever going to see.
Certainly. And it'll go entirely too long because Ospreay's very giving. I guess this one is to be seen as big timing anybody. No, you should beat your friend in 10 minutes, and you should beat Roderick Strong in 10 minutes. Sorry. That's how that should work.
I don't know about all that. I think Roderick Strong is enough for a 15-minute match. But I think it's going to
whatever. It's pay-per-view. Fine. Yeah. You guys can stay there till 12 in the fucking morning watching fucking wrestling. Feel free. It's pay-per-view, fine. 15 minutes is fine.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement, Louis. I think we all saying that this is much better than like the Casino Battle Royal or the Casino Ladder match. Casino Gauntlet. You need to do that every year. I'm down with it. But
and it had enough guys in it where I thought it was important.
But when they said Casino Gauntlet and it was like you get a shot, I was like, oh, you're gonna get a shot at the AEW World Championship because they were literally announcing it during Swerve versus Kyle Fletcher. And then he said international championship. I was like, so we're not going to find out who Swerve's facing at Double or Nothing. Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
Another mid-card belt. Swerve's belt. Sorry, brother. Fucking Alberto Del Rio. I'm sorry, Jack Swagger. I'm sorry, fucking Ryback. Oh, fuck. That's what you get, Swerve. It's your karma for being a coon.
Alexander, I agree with you. I did love the Ospreay and White moment where they give the palm to each other and then White just rakes his eyes.
Doesn't rake his eyes. He tries to put his thumbs in his fucking eyes. I was like, oh my God.
I love him. I was like, he's the best heel you got. What are you doing? You should have been building him up so he could have been another challenger for Swerve. Like, what are we doing?
God, yes. That was so good. Sorry, Jay.
Oh my God. One Mike Nation says, has this match ever been done before? It was my first time seeing one like this in my 20 plus years of watching wrestling. I've seen gauntlets that are sudden death, but I'd never seen one that was like this, like where we didn't know how many people were going to be in it.
Yes, I did like that.
I did like that too. That it was really like, oh, it can end at any point. I like that. I dig that. We got Power Driver Finisher. He says, I'm not even going to lie. I didn't even pay attention to this matchup. You didn't have to. There was so much going on. It was hard to keep attention if you weren't keeping attention at the start. Caden says they hit a home run with this gimmick. We also got Frantic World. He says this match was wild and fun to watch. I love it. Nikki Boy says match was pretty interesting concept. It was really fun to watch. We also got Alex who says this match is wacky and fun, which I don't mind. And One Mike Nation says first Dynamite match in a while. I legit had no idea who would win.
I don't know if I go that fucking far.
Yeah, I mean, once Ospreay came out, I was like, yeah, he's got to
win. Yeah. It was fun watching us get there, at least.
Yeah, it was. It was a good time. And I felt like a lot of people stood out. Like, Jay stood out. Kyle O'Reilly stood out. Like, that Kyle O'Reilly and Ospreay, they got to book that, like, ASAP. Am I right? Like, those exchanges between them were just great. He's like, I have no interest in Kyle O'Reilly.
Kyle O'Reilly?
He said, oh, that first name Kyle reminds me too much of Kyle Fletcher.
Oh,
I'm good.
Oh, I hate this idea.
We got King Potatoes. That's a stare down between Ospreay and Wright was so good. I can't wait for that rivalry. And the funny part is that they've had matches in Ring of Honor and New Japan, but they've never had a legit rivalry. So AEW has something that they can finally do that New Japan hasn't really done.
If we've turned the corner,
go ahead. No, go ahead.
I'll say if we turn the corner on the way we're going to book the show, that's what this show felt like to me. It felt like we're doing things differently around here. Jay White's the perfect guy to do that. He just feels so different than everybody else. It's a fucking 1980s villain. I'm here for it.
He really is. Like 1990s, 1980s villain for me. Yeah.
So
I say 1990s because 1990s had a lot of those leather jacket villains.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. He does feel like skinny Triple H. He's fucking fantastic.
Yes. I love him. So please do more of it. So I think that we're going to have another segment here that we disagree on because for the first time in 2020.
Is this a Jericho segment?
I actually liked a Jericho segment. Chris Jericho comes out, walks to the ring with the FTW championship and is officially nicknamed the Learning Tree, including a brand new entrance theme song and brand new entrance graphic with the Learning Tree, with the fucking Tree of Life from fucking Low Key season 2. Taz says that Hook is not cleared to travel due to the injuries he sustained at Dynasty. As Jericho gloats over winning the FTW championship, Jericho says that these letters now represent and mean for the world, as it's for all the fans. They won this together. Jericho is doing God's work, and the God of pro wrestling, Terry Funk, he told him that he needs to take the youngsters to the next level. Jericho gives it up to Hook, who just needs to get rid of the dead weight that surrounds him, like Taz and Tony Schiavone. Hook forced Jericho to hit him in the face with the bat because he should have listened to him and he should have stayed down. Jericho talks about people entering the Jericho vortex and coming out better on the other side. This brings out Big Bill. Big Bill walks out from the back and has only one thing to say to Jericho's face. He needs the guidance of the Learning Tree. He calls Chris Jericho the Socrates of professional wrestling, always willing to take a less established guy and bring him right up to the top with him. Jericho knows deep down that Bill is the very best fit for the Learning Tree. Jericho says he's been a fan of Bill's for years, and he's the reason why he's in AEW. Did you guys know that? I'm the reason he's in AEW. So he'll keep an eye on Big Bill and see if he is a fit for the Learning Tree. Bill said for Jericho to watch him as he leaves. Jericho says he waves to the fans, and he says that the Learning Tree will be back again. And he shows off a sticker on his title, which says the Learning Tree, Chris Jericho. And then he gives the camera a big thumbs up. I really enjoyed this. I'm sorry. For some reason, I don't know. I laughed a few times because it really felt, I was like, this is the right direction to go. It just felt, I was like, you're accepting the crowd response. You're accepting that he's stale and he's jumped the shark, and he's now going to be the delusional guy that thinks he's the baby face despite everyone hating his guts. And that's probably the best character. If you're going to keep him on TV, you're not going to take him off TV. That's not your solution, which I think it should be. This is the next best thing. Jimmy, what did you think?
Oh yeah, if he's going to be on TV, this my natural reaction to say I hated it. Which I didn't know. That was fine. It's fine. It is what it is. I appreciate the attempt at a gimmick change. I appreciate the effort he always goes to for a gimmick change. Maybe this can buy him another couple months. This was fine. This was Crystal Young Vets. You guys are fucking losers. I'm sorry. They're like GYV. I was like, Crystal Young Vets. Y'all niggas excited about that? Sorry, I got distracted. Jericho's fine. Yeah, it's fine. This was good.
What do you think about Big Bill being the one to come out? That is kind of crazy. Big Bill, former AEW World Tag Team Champion.
It is wild.
Everything he said, it legitimately sounded like he was reading from a script written by Chris Jericho.
I hope this was already set up. I hope like Bill and Jericho already talked about it beforehand, and this was strictly for the public consumption because I think it's entertaining. Jericho's hilarious.
Jericho was really good in this segment. And yes, I see they did post the video that the Grizzled Young Vets are going to be on Collision this Saturday going up against the Acclaimed. So another top team coming to AEW with seems to be Motor City Machine Guns possibly going to be coming to AEW as well. So they're trying to flesh out the tag team division, it seems.
You know how you can flesh out the tag team division? You could get rid of the Trios division.
That's also true. For what? That's also true. Also true. Good point. We got in the chat here. We got Big Man Doug says, I was ahead of the curve on the Jericho appreciation. People will learn to sit under the learning tree.
Learning tree.
It's so.
I don't mind that nickname though. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I like it as a nickname for, but it sounds like it's gonna be the nickname and the name of the stable, which is kind of confusing.
Oh, yeah.
He said, we got Big Man Doug says, I love Jericho's generic baby face mannerism. Oh my god, it was like that one, the thumbs up at the end. I was like, that was great. I was like, that sold it for me. I liked it. I was like, yep, that's just for me. He said, then it's gone. Says, I feel weird saying I actually like this after he almost ruined the pay-per-view for me. Yes, it's crazy. Crazy, man. It's crazy out here in these streets. We got in the chat a bunch of people excited for the Grizzled Young Vets on Collision. We also got a super chat donation from Alexander Fitzgerald. Thank you so much, Alexander.
Fuck you. Bye.
Alexander says, Ricky Starks tweeted out a couple of weeks ago that Hook should stay away from Jericho. I can see a Team Taz reunion. I mean, this seems like the thing to facilitate a Big Bill, Ricky Starks maybe going at it with each other.
They should facilitate a Ricky Starks get the fuck out of here. Go somewhere else. I don't care if it's NXT, TNA, anywhere. What the fuck? How am I stuck in this loop? This constant loop of horse shit. How am I never going up? One of those talented people here. Poor Ricky Starks.
I feel you.
Oh well.
I feel you.
Jesus Christ.
What do you think they should, if they're going to keep Ricky? What do you think they should do with him?
Well, move him higher up the card for one.
I think he would be a great challenger for Swerve. He owns a victory over Swerve.
Yeah, he's gonna lose that match.
Yeah, but at least he'll have a main event. He'll be in a main event scene.
For those complaining, Swerve's gonna have a promo Collision. We know.
Yeah, we've had multiple comments talk about it. We understand that was their logic. We got Dave Meltzer put out a tweet just an hour ago saying the reason AEW announced Strickland in the first segment for Saturday is because they expect their biggest quarter of the year. There is no Inside the NBA on TNT. They go right from the Celtics Heat game to wrestling, and that will give them their biggest lead in a long time. And at 8:30 p.m. or slightly later makes more sense to do something big there than on Dynamite for all the reasons we talked about and written.
Right. Listen, he can talk himself. Uncle David talked himself into fucking anything, by the way. Some of his recent takes have been fucking heinous. But no, none of this prevents Swerve from being better positioned on fucking Dynamite or from saying a word or two on Dynamite. This is insanity. Oh, whatever.
No, I agree. Even if you want to save the champ, we've done this before though. Like MJF didn't appear on the Dynamite after Full Gear in 2022. They kept him off for a week. If you want the big lead in for his first interview as AEW World Champion, guess what? Don't book him for Dynamite at all.
That's definitely better for me. Instead of
we could have just got clips. We could have just got that's what they did for MJF. They showed clips of him winning, and we got maybe like a post, like what he said after the match that night at the pay-per-view. They could have done that with Swerve. They could have done that with Swerve and said, hey, I will have his first interview as AEW World Champion on Collision this Saturday. They didn't even fucking announce it on the show. So even if this was the plan, they did not do it right. It's like I get their logic on why they made the decision. They just didn't do it right.
Sold.
That's all. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, Kaden, you get it. Now you're getting it. They could have just shown they could have just showed clips of him winning and show the presser footage. I don't need a 15-minute match with Kyle Fletcher, not even in the first fucking segment, not in the top of the hour, not the main event, the second segment after the Elite showed up. And you did a best friend segment, and you did a John Moxley promo. It was the fourth segment on the goddamn show.
Nothing says you're not important in the fourth segment of the show. That's wild. Oh, well.
They could have done anything differently, yo. Like, Jesus Christ. It's just like, just think for a second. Is this the way we want to present our AEW World Champion on his first appearance of Dynamite? Fourth segment. No? Okay. Then maybe we should do something else for this fourth segment that does include the AEW World Champion. Oh, that's right. We have footage from Dynasty. Oh, that's right. We just showed footage from Bryan versus Ospreay, but we didn't show any footage from Swerve Strickland winning the AEW World fucking Championship. You gotta be fucking kidding me. I'm like very much confused on like what were they thinking? Like, and why do we have all these people defending this nonsense? Anyway,
both those.
Kazuchika Shibata's here and he's got his voice notes ready because he's got something to say. He says that he heard what Chris Jericho had to say and he is challenging him for the FTW championship for next week. And he also lets Renee know that her rhinestones make a heart, meaning that he's looking at her titties. So we're setting up Shibata versus Moxley, right?
Oh my God. We shouldn't be set up Shibata versus anybody.
I'm ready for Shibata versus Moxley. He keeps flirting with his wife. He keeps flirting with his wife.
He loses every big match he has.
He keeps flirting with his wife, though. That's disrespectful.
What?
I want Moxley to get revenge.
Great. Squash Shibata. You guys obviously don't give a fuck about him. Nigga loses every big match he has. He's about to lose to Chris Jericho for this. All right, it's not tertiary, for this quaternary championship. Joe, you're here. Sorry, you're on the Caden protocol. I'm sorry, sir.
Oh God, no.
I was waiting for you. Sir. I want my apology. I want my apology for your take about them taking down the all-in footage on Twitter. You were very snooty with people. You were very SPT backed you up too. You had him looking bad for your take. I want an apology, sir. I want an apology to the people. They deserve it. I'm a people person.
Hey, Eddie James says have Swerve go in the Breakfast Club and doing more media mainstream stuff. They could have showed the AEW Dynasty footage with Swerve winning and the fucking him throwing out the first pitch at the Cardinals game that they never fucking showed. How did you never fucking show that? Your future AEW World Champion throws out the first pitch at the fucking Cardinals. WWE at least got somebody there taking a fucking picture for their fucking social media that they can fucking show on the fucking broadcast. The fuck are we doing? Jesus Christ. Damian Priest went to Yankee Stadium. He didn't throw out the first pitch. He just took a picture with Aaron Judge. That shit was all over their social media and on Monday Night Raw.
He just took a picture.
He just went there to take a picture. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. I'm so frustrated with how they did Swerve. I think it's comical. It's comical the amount of good ways we have come up to use Swerve on this show that they did not come up with. It is comical. It is comical at this point. I am upset because there was ways around this. That's what frustrates me, is when I see something stupid that could have been easily avoided. That pisses me off more than anything.
Goddamn. Yeah, I didn't even know he threw out the first pitch. That's a big deal for an AEW guy. You're fucking climbing. Wouldn't you want to show that? I don't know. Whatever.
God, just show Swerve's Twitter responding to his haters and receipts he got.
I want to say.
I would have done that. Oh, we got Alex says, well, SB3, to be fair, they had Priest have that cringe segment with Truth when it should have been over at Mania. What? When was that?
When Truth held the belt up.
That was
cute.
cringe. Yeah, that was fine. That was a nice little putting a bow on that whole story, honestly. To me, at least.
I feel bad for Swerve because, well, you know, I have reasons I don't like Swerve. One of the reasons he probably deserves a little more because he's on Twitter and shit. He's a soldier for AEW. That's all he fucking does. All these interviews, he's a soldier. So he'll never go back. The opposite of Mercedes. He'll never go back, and he's good to be here, and yada, yada, yada. And you're like, yeah, you're just a guy, though. Sorry. Fucking QT Marshall.
Hey, I think that we're doing this more for a point, and hopefully Tony is doing his regular Thursday thing, watching the Ramble, and he learns from this. I hope it's like when Chad Khan used to be like, you better share your toys with the other owners' kids. Like when he used to tell him that. I hope that he learns from this, us talking down to him about this, and that he never treats Swerve like this again.
Sorry, I haven't.
I know. Backstage, Renee Paquette is backstage with Will Ospreay, Kyle Fletcher, and Don Callis. Don Callis calls Ospreay the Golden Goose, but then he questions why he didn't use the Tiger Driver in the matchup. Ospreay said that he's hurt people with it and doesn't need to do it any longer. He said that after Dynasty, after what happened with Bryan, but Callis does, and he says that, you know, Kyle O'Reilly has been through injuries himself. Callis says he doesn't like the sound of that, as Fletcher cuts him off from trying to interject, saying that he won, and Callis says, you have no room to talk after losing tonight, you bum. Callis said that Roderick Strong has his own neck issues in the past, and he wants there to be more when Ospreay wins the international title at the pay-per-view. Callis says that he has to leave to go manage Will Hobbs right now, as Fletcher left looking at Ospreay dejected, as Ospreay tells him, I'm sorry, pal. The tease that started of Ospreay and Fletcher leaving the family, but
I don't know how to say this. I see nothing in Kyle Fletcher. I want to be clear about this. He's a talented man, I suppose. Just of GP. I don't need to see him ever. I like this, though. Even though it's getting him more airtime, he's being insulted. I was thinking the same thing when he said it. Like, hey, my thought was, shut up. And then Don Callis goes, who the fuck are you to say anything? I went, what the fuck? All right. He's hot as hell, apparently. Sure. If you say so. I'll take your word for it, sir. Yeah, this was good. I like Ospreay's. I like the idea of this. I like Ospreay not wanting to murder people. It's a brilliant idea.
It's a great way to babyface him and facilitate him leaving the family.
Don't know how much I buy it. The Tiger Drive was the end of the match, from what I remember.
Yeah, but he didn't see him selling the seizure cell, and he didn't see the referee go to the doctor.
Just wait a minute. You hit somebody with a Tiger Drive in general that you know hurts people, and your solution is I'm gonna knock this motherfucker's block off with the back of my elbow. What, sir? Okay.
I was like, sir, you kind of took it to the extreme. Even if you don't use the Tiger Drive. Oh my god! Right. But it was great. It was great because Bryan landed perfectly. He took that bump perfectly, yes. but he sold it like it was death, and people legit got fooled. Legit, we're like, we had people in our chat during the Dynasty review asking us, is Brian really hurt? I'm like, what? Did y'all not see the bump?
Some people were very upset. I get why they're upset. I mean, you love Dragon. Everybody loves Dragon. But what do you want? This is what he wants to do. He wants to sell seizures. I don't get it, but sure, feel free. My mom has seizures. I don't think it's funny, but he does, apparently.
Apparently the girls and the gays love Kyle Fletcher, according to Kaden.
Pick up a fucking Playground magazine. They still do that? Fuck, I gotta watch Kyle Fletcher have these 15-minute matches for. Jesus. Ugh. Eva Marie ass nigga. Not interested. Sorry.
Eva Marie ass nigga. I'm done. Next up, Jon Moxley defends the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship against Powerhouse Hobbs. We get Callis joining the commentary team. Early on, we get Moxley trying for an early choke, but Hobbs uses his power to avoid it. Moxley floats over, hits a big German suplex, but Hobbs just pops up, no selling it. He launches Moxley with a tag splash to the outside. He tries to attack Moxley on the floor, but Moxley sends him over the barricade with a big boot. They brawl in the crowd for a bit. When they come back to ringside, Moxley hits a big dive to the outside, but Hobbs catches him, hits a World Strongest Slam on the edge of the ring. Back from break, we get Moxley trying to mount a comeback with a cutter, but he was hit with a pounce in midair by Hobbs. Hobbs missed a corner charge and landed in the corner, landed on the floor. He was selling his knee at that point, grabbing on his right knee. Moxley finally does hit the tope at this point. Commentary asks if Callis wanted to check on Hobbs, but Callis said that they are doctors for that. Back inside, Hobbs couldn't put any weight on his leg at this point. Moxley puts him into the corner. He gives him 10 rounds of corner punches. He hits a paradigm shift. Hobbs kicks out, which was a good sign for me, but then Moxley immediately gets into the rear naked choke, gets the referee stoppage victory to retain the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. Post-match, though, we get Konosuke Takeshita coming out on the stage and motioning that he is coming for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. We also get Moxley calling out Ren Narita, telling him that he's a dead man when he gets back to Japan. Any thoughts on this one? This one is a little bit disappointing only because of the injury really kind of putting a damper on this one. What did you think?
I love Jon Moxley, just not in the ring. Hobbs got hurt. That adds up to a whole lot of didn't need any of this, quite frankly. Callis on commentary was great. He's always fucking great.
He is.
There's doctors for that.
He's in his bag now, right now, though, on his commentary for the Callis matches. He's been on a good run.
This catch the part looked improvised. It looked elongated. Like you had a time to hit. It was supposed to happen a lot later, but fuck it. I hope Hobbs is all right. Because he's always hurt. I feel bad for him.
It does always seems like that. Like it seemed, and this was a big opportunity for him. And this is definitely not the way they wanted this to go, for sure, because this is, they were getting criticism with the fact that they announced an IWGP World Heavyweight Championship matchup on this show because New Japan, it didn't. There wasn't a lot of people who were big on Powerhouse Hobbs just getting shot without, prior wins or build up to it.
I mean, fair enough. I get you'd be protective over your company. But listen, Moxley's a great champion. Hobbs is treated relatively seriously by AEW. So to me, it was fine. More importantly than all that, Takeshita's a star. Goddamn, did you see him standing there? He looks like a Street Fighter character. Standing there, he's got these long-ass pants on. Awesome. I was here for it.
I love it. Yeah. I definitely enjoyed that part. That part was good in my book. But do you think that we get Takeshita Moxley 2 at Double or Nothing?
Ooh. Yeah. And Moxley goes over, obviously. But
yeah.
It's a big match. Takeshita's fucking fantastic.
Dude, it might be one of the best matches on that show, honestly, with those two. Like I think and with this whole matchup not going the way that probably Moxley wanted to, he's going to be even more motivated for that matchup at Double or Nothing if it goes down there. I honestly thought before, though. What happened? What you said?
Takeshita ever going to win any of these fucking matches? Ever?
I mean, I don't know about everybody else, but I'd be down with Takeshita winning the IWGP title.
Ooh, I would be too. Please,
down with it. I'd be so down with it. Just, I mean, New Japan probably always wanted Takeshita, but he's been with DDT this whole time. This is their way to elevate Takeshita, and they got a brand new star, a Japanese star that they can build around.
Sold.
Nah, but all jokes aside, I hope that Hobbs is going to be okay. But it's going to be an interesting month of May, the way things are panning out for Moxley if he is going to defend the title at Double or Nothing, because he has the big matchup with Ren Narita at Dontaku on May 4th. Then he's facing the winner of that matchup, Shoto Aminu, for the IWGP title at Resurgence on the 11th. And then he would have to turn around and go to Vegas 2 weeks later and defend against Takeshita.
And those are both title matches? The two prior to Takeshita?
Yeah.
Maybe. Is this a chance Takeshita could win? It's a shot. Good shot. I don't know about that, but it's a shot.
There was a bunch of people who did not think Moxley was going to beat Naito. So there's always a shot and a possibility. I mean, I think we're trying to build our own kind of optimism for it, but
yeah,
I think we're really trying to convince ourselves at this point, folks. We're not really believing this, but I think we can talk it up enough where we can make it possible. And as we know, TK is watching the Ramble right now, so that's true. TK, come on, we're here to help you with the booking here. That's what we're here for.
Speaking of which, ain't that next?
Only one more segment left, Jimmy, and it is the one that everybody's probably been waiting for. Are you ready?
I am, shockingly.
All the anticipation, and we are here. We have arrived to the final segment of the show. So, yes. So, like I said, we had the Elite show up. They went to TK's office, and then finally we had Jack Perry coming out to meet with Tony Khan. So Jack Perry gets into the ring. We get "Oh, Cry Me a River" chants for the scapegoat. We also get a nice little kind of polarizing reaction for Jack Perry. He brings out Tony Khan. He wants to say his piece, and he talks about how AEW started 5 years ago, and he's all been about AEW because they are about professional wrestling. And he says that the only thing he ever wanted to do was to make AEW great. Tony Khan is all for this. He's got a big smile on his face. He says that it's no secret he and Khan haven't always seen eye to eye, but he promises that the only thing he's ever wanted was what's best for AEW. Perry asks Khan to shake his hand and reinstate him. Perry extends his hand, and Khan agrees. He shakes his hand, gives him a big hug. Perry says they're going to change the world together. They hug each other, but then we see Perry turns to the camera with a big smirk on his face. He raises Khan's hand, showing it across the Daly's place, but then he punches Tony Khan right in the stomach with a microphone. Tony goes down like a sack of potatoes. He starts to get up, selling his stomach, as the Elite come down and try to talk some sense into their scapegoat. We get the Young Bucks, Matthew and Nicholas. They grab the wrist of Tony Khan, and it looks like they're going to deliver the EVP trigger. Those dastardly bastards are going to give the EVP trigger to Tony Khan. But instead, Okada stops them. He's the voice of reason here. He stops them. He tells them, "Get him up." And Matthew Jackson puts him into the tombstone position. Okada was the best person in this whole segment. Him telling them to get him up, do the move, and then doing the Scott Hall point. He was great. He was great. Man, then Nicholas Jackson goes to the top rope, and they deliver the TK driver to Tony Khan, the Elite. Those red bastards. Jack Perry is now a member of the Elite, and the Elite have laid out Tony Khan, dropping him right on his stack of dimes. No babyface come out to help him. The Elite, though, eventually, after referees and doctors come out to check on Tony Khan, they leave the ring. They head up the ramp. They pose and stand tall. The new Elite are here. Okada, the Bucks, and the Scapegoat. As we get baby faces and the rest of the locker room, including Shad Khan, are here to check on Tony Khan. Shad Khan, his look of concern, he deserves an Emmy. He deserves an Emmy for his look of concern. It's like, what is going on? What are y'all doing here? What have y'all been doing here all these years? Oh my God. Can I just say, from the beginning of this segment, I was like, they have to have Jack Perry assault this man. I was like, please. I was like, please. They set it up perfectly with the little hook at the 9 o'clock hour of, Jack Perry and Tony Khan will meet in the middle of the ring. Once they announced that, I was on board with, that segment has to end with Jack Perry laying out Tony Khan or beating him up, doing something. So as soon as he punched him in the stomach and Tony Khan went down like a sack of potatoes, I was laughing hysterically. Then the Elite come out and Okada tells him to get him up. I was like, yes, this is happening. And then they dropped him on his neck. I had the biggest smile on my face. This is, in my opinion, one of my top 5 favorite AEW moments. I enjoyed the hell out of this. I think that this did well to establish Jack Perry as a hot character that people feel like you got to watch his segment because you don't know what he's going to do. It sets up this whole Elite being in charge and the hostile takeover kind of finally coming to fruition right back in the place where the Young Bucks returned in January. Right back in Jacksonville, they did this angle where they finally get out the last vestiges of the AEW that they didn't like in Tony Khan, getting them out the way, and now they're going to be in charge. So it sets up, I feel like this is going to be a moment that sets up the next couple of months for AEW television with the Elite as the centerpiece. What did you think about this segment here?
Hold on. I'm sorry. You threw me for a loop. Wait, what? So you like the segment, to be clear? No, you love the segment. You said fucking top 5 all the time.
Top 5.
Jesus. He's gone, but I really liked it. I cannot tell a lie. As much as Tony Khan bothers me, I thought this was really good. I thought it kind of paid off using the Punk footage. Oh, you're back.
Yeah.
Okay. I liked it. I really liked it, actually. I can't tell a lie. It paid off the Punk footage. Was it a good idea? We'll see down the line. But
the Punk footage doesn't look as bad as it did on the show we did 2 weeks ago. It does not look as bad now.
It set up Jack Perry as a sympathetic figure on the tap and turn here. I thought he came across really well. Okada might be one of my favorite people ever. He's just so
he is so great in this role. He's just so great.
It's because he's so.
I just talk about my love for Okada. Like, it's just gross.
He's just so. He's so different than everybody else there. He's got this blonde hair. He stands a foot taller than everybody else. He's in an immaculate suit. He just feels like above all this, but not. Like, this is so much fun for him to just sit here and do this fucking nonsense. They assaulted the boss of the company, and he's like having a blast. This is. He does the Scott Hall thing. I thought it was fucking great. This was fun. To me, this is my, I don't know, top 5 or anything like that, but I had a fucking blast with this. It was fun. My initial thought was to hate it. I was like, you know what? I think I liked it. I think I liked it a lot. Where it goes from here, I don't know, but I enjoyed it.
Oh man, that was great. That was great. I very much enjoyed this because, oh my god, Tony Khan selling.
Well, the selling is fucking.
Oh my god, I loved it though. I loved it because when he fell off the punch, I legitimately was like when I saw some people being like, "Oh, nobody falls like that." I was like, "You've never seen a skinny white guy fall," because that's how they fall. Like if you punch them in the shoulder, they fall like they like that. They fall like they've never been touched in their life. That's how he fell. And that was great. That was great for me. He fell like he had never been punched in his life. And that was great.
You can just see his thoughts like through all of his movements. He gets punched in the stomach, so he collapses to the ground. Then he would go, "Oh, I got punched in the stomach," so he holds his stomach. Then he they do the TK trigger. He goes, "Ow, my head." Then he goes, "Oh, gosh."
He did like he was dead.
That's definitely his best performance.
It's one of his best performances ever.
It's fucking hilarious.
Oh my god, I've never laughed that much at a wrestling segment. I don't think even intentionally funny wrestling segments have ever made me laugh as much as just laughing at Tony Khan in this segment, because the fact that they did it. They did the big segment that, probably Tony Khan 5 years ago said he would never do, but they did it here. Done. That's it. That's
he said he would never do.
Remember, he said that. You brought it up for a good 3 years that he would never be an on-screen character, and
I told you right away that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not sure if I'm as optimistic as you are about where this all goes, because we already have established protocol, and I firmly believe you have to stick to the established protocol. That's how continuity works. So Jack Perry, for getting assaulted, I'm being hyperbolic. Assaulted is strong, but you know what I mean. After the Punk thing, he essentially gets suspended.
Yeah.
What is the protocol for going upside your boss's fucking head?
Well,
he should be fired, right?
Well. I mean, Tony Khan is not medically cleared to be the owner of AEW anymore. So it is the elite who will be putting out the consequences for Jack Perry.
Not how that works. I wouldn't mind some type of Steve Austin, Vince McMahon ass. While you were out for those 2 hours, we signed Jack Perry to an ironclad contract. He's yada yada yada. We can't be fired. We can't have this happen. We can't have that happen. I would love it. It's fucking hilarious.
I love the "he's our scapegoat" chant. That was great.
Yeah,
he's our scapegoat. Yo, I was yelling at the top of my lungs, "Thank you, scapegoat!" at the end, because this was a rough.
Are you serious?
Like I described, this was a rough show for me to get through, because for like 2 hours after, I was like, I can't believe they did that to Swerve. And then this segment happened, and I completely forgot. I was like, all right, I feel better. I might be able to give this whole episode a good score, because this is gonna be the thing everybody talks about. This is gonna be the thing that everybody remembers, and no matter if you hate it or love it, it seems everybody's talking about it.
My question to you would be, as an AEW, I just started watching yesterday. But you're definitely more of a fan than I am of the style. This is a distinct shift in style, even past the usual 2 hour-long narratives that they've done every once in a blue. What if this is the new thing going forward? Are you okay with this?
I'm okay with it. Yeah. Honestly, coming out of this show, unless you have Hangman Adam Page coming back next week, Jack Perry seems like the best option to verse Swerve now.
Seriously?
Yeah. Who? I don't know who else. Like if you can give me another option that feels as hot as he does, or that could be on a main event level with Swerve, that's a heel. Let me know, because they haven't
At the
been building
pay-per-view?
up Jay White. They haven't been building up Jay White. Yeah, at the pay-per-view. He's never gonna be this hot again. So you got to capitalize and give him the biggest match you can.
I wanted you to say it because I didn't want to be the one to say it, because I'll be a hater. But yes, I'm not against this idea for that reason. Like, just listen, this is his main event. If Jack Perry's ever going to be, fucking just do it. He's got to lose, but then what?
Yeah, he's got to lose, but then he just gets right back into the title scene. He gets right back into another title scene. Not in that title, but he can go for Copeland and the TNT title.
Okay, I'm not mad at it.
Yeah.
I don't hate that idea.
You hated it, and you did hate it last week, so we're getting better. We're getting better.
Oh,
you didn't
yes.
seem like,
Did they say that Mercedes and Willow's going to be the main event? Did I hear that right?
That is what people are like pushing. I don't think I heard them announce that, but people have been pushing the fact that they think that should be the main event of Double or Nothing.
Let's not get fucking crazy.
Yeah, I don't think we're at that. We're not there yet. We need what happened on this show to happen 4 more times over the next month before I would even feel comfortable to even kind of think about that. We could discuss it. You could do what you did on this show 4 more times. We got Frantic World. He says they said next week we will find out who will face Swerve at Double or Nothing, and that's what I'm saying. That it would make sense for me, in my opinion, it would make sense that the Young Bucks announce who is facing Swerve, since they are the ones in charge with Tony Khan gone, and they choose. No bias allowed. Jack Perry.
That'd be fun. So maybe that's my thought too. Like, just not enough people. I'm not saying not enough people, but a lot of the fans may not enjoy that. I enjoy it because they want to watch Kyle Fletcher for 15 minutes.
Yeah. No, I like this. I like the show long narrative. I've said this before. I was a big fan of it when it was the Elite and BCC rivalry, and then they went away from it. They did bring it back a little bit with the Devil stuff, and that there was a couple of shows that were show long narratives with the Devil storyline, but as we saw, that wasn't the best received storyline to do a show long narrative with. It feels like this one is at the worst, it's polarizing and not bad.
Right. Agreed.
And we also got here, King Potato says, bro, the Bucks gotta show up to the NFL draft and announce the Jags pick. Imagine Matthew saying Tony Khan couldn't make it today due to unforeseen circumstances, so he asked us to come in his place.
That's hilarious. Does he usually do them?
No, I don't think so. He's usually in the war room though, so
yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, they usually have him in the war room. I know he was in the crowd for the taping for the parking lot, whatever the parking lot brawl that they're doing with Trent and Chuck for Rampage on Saturday, and they did get a picture of Tony Khan in his neck brace today.
I did see that. You said he was in the crowd for the parking lot match?
Well, like on the set, basically.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Let's say, did we blow this already?
No. But yes. Oh my God, greatness. I'm hoping that this is a new direction, and like I said, did you feel that too? That like you it seems like you're huh?
Photoshopped.
Oh, it's Photoshop. Oh.
Oh.
But it seems like you are kind of on the same page as me, where the whole angle felt like a shift. It did feel like a shift that we're going in like a different direction, whether with the storytelling or just with the Elite as a vocal point.
Yeah, it felt like we're now, the Elite are front and center. Ironically, when finally we got a black champion, the Elite are front and center. It's weird how that works. But whatever, it's not important. Listen, it was good this week. I enjoyed it, so I'm here for more.
And then I thought at the end, I was like, oh man, they got the perfect setup for the follow up next week too.
What Omega?
Kenny Omega returns. Yeah, I was like that was well timed. That was well timed there.
Is he healthy though? Was my question.
Oh no, I hope he's healthy enough to do an angle, even if it's just him taking the Rainmaker. I don't think you even need the Bucks or Perry, because Okada didn't do nothing here. We could just have Okada be the one who attacks Omega.
Here's hoping. They're in Winnipeg next week? That'd be fun.
We also got here. The vision is clear. Perry versus TK, all in real glass match. yeah, and that's really feels like the best two options right now for Swerve at Double or Nothing. A returning heel Hangman, probably like it'll probably be the blow off of their rivalry if it's Hangman coming back, or Jack Perry.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if it's Hangman. I didn't consider that. Yeah, I wouldn't mind.
A lot of good stuff. Though. And yeah. But let us know what you thought, overall thoughts on last night's AEW Dynamite. Give us your match of the night, your MVP, LVP, out of 10. What did you give the show? Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle. Let us know what you think. For Jimmy Macram and myself, let's put our thumbs in the middle for the April 24th, 2024 edition of AEW Dynamite in 3, 2, 1. Thumbs up across the board from both of us. Jimmy, out of 10, what did you give the show?
I'm gonna go with I'm going for 7. I would have gone for 7.5, but Swerve got dogged out, and even Coon Swerve was better than that.
And we're right on the same page. I was like, based on the quality of that final segment, I was like, this was looking like a 5.5, 6 show. Until that final segment. That final segment felt like it brought it up by like a full point. So I'll go 7 out of 10.
Man.
Who was your MVP for the show?
I can't, I give him, I don't know the count, but he's got to have more LVPs than anybody's ever had in the history of the show. I can't believe how good I think.
Oh my God, no!
I think Tony Khan is the MVP of the show.
Tony Khan! This is also on you! Because you can stop this!
Oh, it's frozen over! Oh my God!
I think he was the most enjoyable part. I thought he was outside of Okada, I thought he was the best part of that closing segment. It was really well done. I can't believe I'm saying this, but it really was.
I'm gonna go co-MVP Tony Khan and all the members of the Elite. That segment was gold. I do agree with you. Tony Khan. For anyone who's criticizing Tony Khan's performance, that was the best we were gonna get. That was the best we were gonna get. We should appreciate him for doing it. He got dropped on his fucking head. It's great. Praise be, Tony Khan. Your match of the night.
Praise be.
Your match of the night.
The Casino Gauntlet. It's the most interested I was all night, at the very least.
By far, the Casino Gauntlet for me as well. And LVP for the show, I'll start it off. Swerve.
Oh. Swerve Stephens is the biggest L.
Yeah.
I can't get Tony Khan MVP because he won MVP. Yeah, Swerve. Sorry, you're up. Goddamn shame.
Yeah.
Bastard.
Yeah. See, I can't even give it to the usual suspect like Jericho because I like Jericho's segment this week. And I do agree with Blue. Willow came off very well. She came off like a very genuine underdog babyface in that promo.
She's a great babyface. She's all time for me already.
Yeah. All right, Jimmy, we've made it to the close of another edition of AEWramble. I knew this one would be a longer one because we only went less than 2 hours for the first time in weeks last week, but I knew this one was going to be like that. But we got through it. Everybody saw couples therapy with us and stuff during this episode, and you seemed like you were in a better mood by the end. So that's all that matters.
You gotta get that all up.
Jimmy, let everybody know where they can follow you and what's going on your channel.
Oh, the TNT audio. Yeah, that probably should have been LVP. No, I'm good. I'm good on talking to you people. I don't need anybody following me on Twitter. It's just me telling you how I was right every couple of days.
Every other couple of days. You can follow me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSB3. Follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at TrueHillHeat. Patreon.com/True Hill Heat, $3 a month. Get you exclusive content. We got our review of Honor that's going to be up later today for last week's episode. And we have one up over the weekend for next week for this week's episode as well. Check out our merchandise at prowrestlingtees.com, foryourwear.com, where you can get your True Heel Heat merch and represent us outside. And I will be back live with you not tomorrow, but Friday. Yes, I finally get a day off from this channel. On Friday, I will be back with all of you live. Saturday, excuse me. Saturday at 11:05 a.m. Eastern Time. The True Heel Heat Flagship Podcast. We got to talk about Dynasty. We got to talk about Rebellion. We got to talk about Tony Khan getting beat up by the Elite. We got to talk about your girl, Becky Lynch, new World Heavyweight Women's World Champion. Were you happy?
Yes. No, I wanted Chelsea Green to win. Yes, I know that's not exactly elevating the belt, but I would have fucking enjoyed it.
Hey, Jimmy Macram is a great critic. I don't know about his booking, though. I'll take it.
What did you think, by the way? Were you mad at it?
I wasn't mad at it. It makes sense.
You
one big star is out and was the champion. You give it to the big star. Like, that's how it works. I would have liked Liv to be elevated, but I feel Liv will be better elevated when she takes the title from Becky.
Thank you. It's a much better win than winning a battle royal. Fluke ass motherfucker. Becky's already a star. She can win a fluke match.
I was like, after the fact, I was like, yeah, the person that I would have accepted more, I was like, yeah, Liv, it makes more sense for her to beat Becky. But I was like, the person I would have accepted more than Becky is probably Nia, because it made more sense for Nia to win a battle royal and become the champion.
I mean, yeah, that could have been fun.
Yeah. But check out Rated Raw Review, where we recapped and reviewed Monday Night Raw this week. But thank you all for joining us for another edition of AEWramble. For Jimmy Macram, it is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. This has been AEWramble, episode 143, TK Driver.
I'm not going to sit back and take this fucking shit.
We are signing off. We are signing off until next time.
Oh my God.
Top 5 AEW moment.